There's like not to get too geeky on there because I'm not sure. Well, even though some people say they do like it when we get quite geeky. There's actually somebody that's got the same serum as Captain America, right?
Steve Rogers.
No, that is Captain America. But his name is Sentry. Well, you know about Sentry, yeah? So Sentry's got, basically, he's got the serum that they gave Steve Rogers by about 1,000. Multiply it by 1,000.
Who's got that?
This person's name calls it Sentry.
I don't know why. Bruv, I don't know where I am. I thought you were talking about someone real, and then when you said that the person's got and when you said that they got the serum, I thought, hang on a minute, give me some of that, bruv.
If I was to get taller, yeah?
Wow. Mate, I'll get a little bit taller and I'll get my hair back.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs, rodents and other small insects. Welcome to another episode of the Eloquently Saying Nothing podcast. That's at ESN Podcast on all your social medias, and use the hashtag ESN Pod. That is ESN Pod, and follow us around, join in the conversation. This is episode 125 of season 2. I am in the house, Stavros Boss. That's at Stavros Boss everywhere. And in the room, my room, beside me, I have Big Wahala.
Big Wahala on Insta, Big Wahala on Twitter was good people.
And in my room, we also have Mr. Wolf.
Wetting the shell. What's going on, people? What's going on? Yoruba proverb this week. Despite how venomous the wasp is, it is food for the lizard. Despite how venomous the wasp is, it is food for the lizard. That basically means what someone considers a risk is what another embraces as an opportunity. Yeah.
It can be both at the same time.
What a risk is a...
Most opportunities are risks, actually. You have to risk something to get something.
Not necessarily.
What opportunity is there no risk?
It could be a job opportunity. What are you risking? You're just applying for it.
You might be risking losing out on another job because you applied and got this one.
Or just failure, isn't it?
You're risking failure.
Yeah, I'm saying no.
That's a risk.
Is that a risk?
It's a small risk, but it's a
very minor risk, bruv.
But my point is, I think
I don't like that word today.
The two go hand in hand.
Minor.
The real black is back. Stavros is here, causing beef apparently with my brother Big Wahala, who I do love dearly. And we've just been beefing before we started recording. So if there's any tension, yeah. But
you know that you'll feel it in here.
I was reading the comments as I've been away. So you guys have done very well without me. Like I said, always, all of us can host this podcast. I have absolute faith in everyone. Wahala's been holding it down excellently.
Everyone's hosted except for me.
You were supposed to host one time, though.
Yeah.
And you didn't.
Maybe you should host this week's one.
No, I'm not ready, bruv. I can't just do it off the cuff like that. Why not shout out to Off the Cuff?
Come on.
That was off the cuff, you get me?
It would be wicked if you hosted this week because because like I said, before we started recording, Stavros and Wahala have had a little disagreement. And you've been the mediator, you've been the one in between. You've held it down. At one point one of us was gonna leave, at another point another one was gonna leave, and
yeah, for real.
Maybe
boy.
Due to
it's like a mad couple up in here.
Well, we'll see. Anyways, so anyway, I think it would have been good for you to host. That would have solved things actually.
Would have been, but continue. Big Wahala.
I don't understand why that would solve anything. To be honest,
because then neither of us have to hold him. He can do it, and show us his prowess as a host.
Yeah, another time, man.
Yeah,
but it'll be good to.
I'm waiting for the other time. 2 seasons, over 200 and something.
Okay,
episodes.
I'll do it next week then.
I like your jacket, by the way. I didn't tell you earlier.
Thank you, bro. Do you know how long I've had this for? About 2.5-3 years.
I know, but every time I've seen it, I've liked it. I don't think I've told you before, so I'm telling you now.
Nice one, bro.
It's a nice jacket.
It's a pity there's no guest that we can't take photo, and then everyone can see it.
I don't know. You can take photo in here anyway.
Yeah, for real.
Well, we are in my abode. It's a bomb site right now. I've just come back from holiday this morning. About 12 hours ago, I landed. I ran down to, can you imagine, 2.5 weeks away, all the shopping in the world. I actually bought a whole 2 extra suitcases because of extra shopping, and I didn't get anything for my niece's 18th.
Wow.
Half of it was because, well, the first half of the holiday I forgot. The second half, when we actually did most of our shopping, I did remember, but I couldn't find anything that I found was good enough for her. So as I got down here, 7-hour flight, get down, and then I drove down to Bicester Village. Hour there, hour back. I nearly crashed, man.
Hold on, you drove to Bicester Village to get your niece something?
Yeah, I was tired, man.
After you come off the plane?
Yeah, because it's her birthday today.
Bro, you're mad.
Well, it's her birthday today. If I'm going to give her the present, I need to get it to her for her now.
You don't need to, though.
I want to give her a present on her birthday.
She would have been okay.
She's fine. She's not that type of person that would have been.
It's all about you.
Yeah, like I said, I want to give her a present on her birthday. Why not? Why should I give it to you later if I can give it to you today? Plus, they're doing they're studying for their exams. I don't want to keep bothering them because they do live close. I could just easily pop down and give it to them.
Yeah, and give it to their mum.
Yeah, but no, I'll just give it to her. I'll live down the road. But I want them to do their studies. Even today, this is Sunday we're recording. They want everyone to leave the house not too late so that they can get some sleep and be prepared for school and whatnot.
It's your niece and your nephew.
Yes, both of them are studying for exams.
So I was talking to your niece. I was saying that she's the brains. And she says, the brains are shared equally. I said, yes.
She's a diplomat as well.
Yeah, man.
Anyway, as I was saying, you guys have done really well. I have been reading some of the comments, and it's basically, it's nice when there's no arguments. It seems that the dynamic is slightly different. Wahala's a wicked host. You should host more often, etc., etc. It didn't hurt my feelings. It didn't bother me at all.
It didn't.
Not at all. No, not at all. It didn't actually. Whether anybody believes it or not, because I'm always for the empowerment of my co-hosts. That's what I say with co-hosts, innit? And I just think it was wicked, man. It was nice to listen in, and in fact, I'm probably even glad I wasn't part of the episodes. Actually,
just to take a time out.
No. Just to be able to listen to it from the other side and have my opinion as just a listener. I did actually have my equipment and stuff. I was ready to record. So I was in Ottawa, Toronto. I was ready to record in New York, but you guys didn't record when I was in New York. You were recording now, so I'm back. Wahala, I believe, is going to host this episode because we had a small discussion before. So I've done my long ass intro, and I'll give my little chronicles of my holiday, I guess, as we go along. I don't know. I don't want to monopolize.
I thought you could start with that.
Cool. So yeah. So
Toronto.
Ottawa, I spoke a little about. It was just a family thing, but the houses there are massive. It's very.
Are they wooden houses though?
No, but because it seems like the stuff on the outside is not real. It's like cladding.
Okay.
So I don't know but the houses are big. Where we were staying in an Airbnb that was massive. 4 bedrooms that we had access to. The whole downstairs was locked off, and in the other houses that were around the corner, we got an Airbnb that was close to some of the family. Like I said, it was a family function. The houses seemed pretty similar. So it's 4 houses on top, and then in the basement they all have double garages. They have spaces for just put all your junk, which are bigger than this room here.
Wow. Anything then over there is big.
It's mad. Then they have cinema rooms, other bedrooms, 3 bathrooms. All this. It's mad.
And you had access to all of that?
No. That's what I'm saying. The Airbnb we did, we only had access to 4 bedrooms and an ensuite and a bathroom.
Okay. Downstairs
is locked off. So I think the people still live there downstairs.
That's where all the money was.
It's mad. But anyway, Ottawa's family thing. 80th birthday, all good, great, lovely seeing my wife's family and whatnot.
First time?
That's my first time in Canada.
First time seeing them?
No. I'm cool with them actually. I've met most of them either in Ghana here or now in Canada. That's where they're spread out. So I've met all of our family. I think most of them. So Toronto, you go from the suburbs to the major city, and then this is where, in fact, this can be a topic actually because I met SA in Hey SA, the brother, the shout out SA.
Shout out.
Chinese and all that.
Yeah, I met him. In
Chinese.
That's his podcast.
He hasn't done a recording in a while.
I said we should have done a recording whilst he was there. He had his equipment, but he's hustling out there. He's hustling.
That's good.
New York, you have to hustle. But we'll get to New York in a minute. So Toronto was more obviously it's not the capital city, but it is it's the unofficial capital city, as far as I'm concerned, of Canada. And you have your proper city life there with a metro. They've got a mad thing there. It's called PATH, PATH, where they have an underground system that runs kind of like, and when I mean system, I don't mean metro. They have the metro, but they have a system that kind of like runs parallel around the whole middle of the city. Imagine West End and the surrounding areas. Or just, if you count West End as the big West End, not tiny little pocket, not just Oxford Street and Leicester Square, but like Green Park and just a bit further out, yeah? You can walk underground through all of that.
Oh, for real?
It's mad. So they call it the biggest shopping like complex in the world. And I was like, what are you talking about? Because I walked through little bits of it. And it's just...
the shops?
They're shops, and because it's It's marble floors, it's shops, it's open 24 hours. That I could see. Well, maybe not 24 hours because the subway system, it closes like 1:30, open like 4:30.
But you can
like
walk underground.
You can walk underground or use a metro. They don't run parallel, but they have this. But the system is there, so you can get on the metro and do that, or you can exit the metro and stay underground,
and it's safe,
and walk to the next metro. That's the thing, because there's police there. It's well lit.
Okay.
And I didn't see any vagabonds around there because there are vagabonds in Toronto. I'll tell you this now.
Who?
Vagabonds.
What's that?
Down and out.
Hoodlums.
Yeah. Well, all right. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. I didn't.
Vagabonds.
Yeah.
Should I know what that is?
It's an old term.
You should definitely.
You are the one that should know. Going back to last episode and talking about the old and the young. If anyone's gonna know vagabond or use it, it's gonna be the old man with the flat cap.
Yeah. I actually got a flat cap today. I ain't wore a flat cap in ages.
Looking like somebody's father.
Yeah, so it's called PATH, and you can walk from one part of the city. Not one part of the city, but you get me, from one part of West End.
Like from Oxford Circus to Marble Arch.
Yeah, underground. It's mad. You could almost walk all the way to my
and you could
apartment.
Obviously do the same above ground.
Yeah, yes, obviously.
And you got shops above and below.
Yeah, but more shops below, it's quite lots of tall rise office blocks in the centre of Toronto.
Okay, so they just go further down.
Yes, that's the thing, because the metro. Because what it would be is it's not really clearly signposted, some of them. So you see the metro, and they have it. I think it's TTR or something like that. But you walk into a bank, and that's how you get into the metro. Because like you said, it's kind of like you got this bit above, and then this bit below. The bit below just happens to be shops. It won't be the part of the bank. But you don't know that because you're walking above. You don't, unless you don't know you're walking on top of a walkway.
Damn.
So we were there for how many days before we realised, hold on, this is actually a thing. And I looked at the map. I think it was the day before we left. This is when the Toronto Raptors had just won a game. And it was about 10 o'clock at night or something like that. And I was looking, we just got home and I was like, should I go and celebrate with the man's them? Because I was a self-proclaimed Raptor whilst I was in Toronto, because that's the only team. It's an NBA game. I mean, it's an NBA team. They only have one NBA team in the whole of Canada. And so obviously the whole country gets behind that team. And they won. So I thought, let me go and celebrate. It was game 7 of whatever series they're playing. And then, but I got there too late. I tried to make sure that my wife and daughter were happy before I left. So I got there about 1 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, wow.
It's mad, because I'll keep walking out late at night. And I'll start to wonder, does my missus even care? Because I'll come home and she's quite happily sleeping. I'll come home 2-3 in the morning in a strange city.
Bruv, level of trust, mate. Not everybody
trusts me. So anyway, that was Toronto, which is interesting. And it's a bit more like London, but I'll get to that in a minute. And then we had New York, which I spent my birthday in New York.
Which is the bigger London.
Yeah.
Bruv, I don't think I wish you a happy birthday,
I know. You forgot it was my birthday.
Flipping heck.
It's no big deal.
That's deep.
Big 4-0, I'm here now.
My homeboy's 4-0. That's taking a piss, actually.
What? It's no big deal.
No, it is though.
But I've had some people telling me I must celebrate, I must do something.
Yeah, you do.
But that was me in New York. I was like,
so you celebrated with your people. You don't with your family. You don't have to do it with the man.
They said I have to come home and do something, and I'm like, it's stressed out, man. I can't be asked to. I said, if my wife wants to do something, then I'll do it. But I'm not. I'm not organising nothing. I ain't got time for all that.
You go just have a dinner, man.
Maybe we'll see how it goes. Anyways,
it's not a surprise one.
Yeah. So New York is New York. I think
that's a bigger London.
You've been to New York, innit?
No.
Okay.
New York. I used to go New York a lot when I was younger, and I mean I've probably been there about maybe up to 10 times or so. I got family in the Bronx. I knew the metro system like the back of my hand. back then, but now I haven't been in maybe over 10 years now, but still a lovely place from what I've heard.
9 years since last time I went. And
it's changed a lot, yeah?
I don't know actually, because I was mostly in Manhattan last time. In fact, I was almost exclusively in Manhattan the last time I went, and Harlem. And this time I was in Bronx, Harlem, and Manhattan this time because I was staying in the Bronx.
Oh, you staying there?
I stayed in the Bronx because we did an Airbnb there as well. And in fact, before I finish with New York, let me just ask you a topic then. Airbnb. We did Airbnb in Ottawa, Toronto, and New York. Now, the one in Ottawa, massive place, nice, but we shared it with family. The one in New York was like a very small apartment. It was one of them small apartments. We lived underneath somebody's house. So that basement bit I was talking about, it was somebody's basement bit that we lived in. But the one in Toronto was right in the middle of the city. Like walking distance to that Leicester Square, that young thing I was talking about. With like 5 minutes walk. I picked one that was really close. So it's one of these high-rise apartments. It's one of these new things. It's just fancy, blah, 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 blah. But it was dirty. We walked in. There were sheets on the floor.
Oh, you are kidding me.
The sheets on the bed clearly have been soiled.
What?
The sofa bed.
Soiled? They were dirty.
They were dirty. The sofa bed still had stuff on it. There was hairs in this and that. Now,
fuck that.
So I walked in and I've messaged the guy, like, what's going on? And he lives down in the same on the same floor. So he's come over. Now the reviews he got, everyone was saying that the apartment is really good, which for me, if you're one person, it's cool. Maybe for the three of us, it was a bit small, but it was fine. The apartment it's a new apartment. It was really close, which it was, and I can't remember how much I paid, but it must have been relatively fair because I paid the price because it's really in the middle of the city. Cool, but everyone said the dude is really nice. He's really helpful, and those three things: it's cheap, it's close, it's a nice apartment. Right, cool. He was really nice. He was really helpful. He tried to do this and that. Yeah, he bought us new sheets and he scrubbed the bath. But I was sweeping up beside him. He's like, no, leave it alone. But like, brother, I want you to go because I got stuff to do. So let me speed this up. Now he messaged me like, oh, I've been gone now for a week, but he's messaged like, oh, I hope you're all right and whatnot because I haven't reviewed him on Airbnb. Now I thought because you were a nice guy, you tried to sort things out. The washing machine broke as well. So it was a whole day our clothes were in the washing machine. I can't blame him on that though. Things breaking it. But I can't review him positively.
Because you can only be honest.
Yeah. So my thing is, are you a nice person? I see you're nice. I see your hustle. We spoke, you're cool. You tried to help us with not just the house, with other things as well. Let me help you with this, let me help you with that. But we were cool. What would you guys do? Would you put in a bad review or just leave it? Because I'm like, if you ask me, because I think he's fishing like, why have you not reviewed me? I would say...
Oh, what would you do if he asks, or what would you do in terms of the review?
Yeah, okay, then yeah. Let's say, because right now I'm not going to review him. Okay. I'd rather than give him a bad review, I'm just not going to review him.
All right.
If you were in that situation, what would you do? If you did ask, oh, why haven't you reviewed? What would you do?
Well, I've been in that situation already. For those that know Mr. Wolf, they know that I have Lexus car chronicles. Do you know what I'm saying? So my car has been in and out of a garage for quite some time. There was a major problem which has been fixed, which wasn't the fault of my mechanic, and he done his bit. Now he's asked me, he sent text messages out to his customers and asked them to review. And based on his work outside of the major issue, I think there's room for improvement. So I wouldn't want to put that on the review thing on Google or whatever it is, because I want his business to grow and to do better. And I don't want to lie, but I will have a conversation with him if he asks, and I will say X, Y, and Z. Do you know what I mean? He is a black mechanic, and I would want people to go there. But I've always kind of told him how he needs to better his business, how much more he needs to do. He needs to do this, he needs to do that, and he's cool with the advice that I give him, but I have not reviewed because of that reason, because I think that he's got room for improvement, and I don't want to lie. I don't want to say he's a great mechanic, go down there, with X, Y, and Z, blah, blah, blah. Nah, got to be honest, and I just would prefer not to put anything on there as opposed to being honest.
Big Walla?
I'll just review him.
Well, honestly,
yeah.
or just...
I'll just say that the man was a really nice guy, really cool, Yeah, there was a lot of issues that I had in the house. He sorted all the issues that I asked them out to sort out. He's a really nice guy. I'll focus on him and not the house, and review that.
Well, are you paying for the house? Because the other two Airbnbs, I didn't. Especially, well, the first one I didn't even see the person. They gave you. I had a code for the lock. I did see them, and then the third one, she escorted you in, and then I didn't see her again.
But then, how's the person going to get better if you don't tell them what's wrong?
I told him to his face what was wrong. What's that got to do? What's that got to do?
Then I'll add it in the reviews as well.
Okay.
If he knows that that's how you feel about it, why would he be upset? Or I don't understand the problem. I don't know the guy. Like, he's not my friend. So then I'll just say to him, "This is what I thought was right, or this is what I think was wrong." Like, every time I go to a hotel, I do TripAdvisor things when I go to hotels recently, because you get points for them. I don't know what it does, but they always telling me.
So you actually log on and review?
Yeah, I might say something like, "Oh, this thing was really nice. This person was."
What the freak was that, boy?
You kick something.
I didn't kick nothing.
Somebody hit something. When you move whatever you moved, it bang something.
Nah, bruv. I think it came from one of these.
Yeah, because you hit it.
Bruv, I didn't hit nothing.
Okay. All right.
That was some Holy Spirit, bro. You get me?
All right. Anyway, so yeah, I'll review the man, and I'll just review honestly. I don't see the big deal, to be honest.
I didn't say it's a big deal. I just don't want to, because I have to give him a bad review. Because I can include his thing, but if I was to read the review that the house is dirty, I don't care how nice the person is. Your house is dirty. That would put me off going there.
Yeah, it's fine. Then it puts him off going there. Or if I felt that much obliged to the guy, I'll tell him, "Look, if I review, I'm going to review you badly because I don't lie. So, would you prefer?"
Yeah,
I'll just put it in. I'll just review the man.
With relation to
don't dirty your house.
Yeah.
Make sure your house is clean. If you don't want me to give you a bad review, then clean your house.
You know, all these Airbnb, they usually get cleaners in. They don't do it themselves. So I said, "Do you have a cleaner in it?" He said, "Yeah." So I said, "The cleaner just didn't clean." He's like, "No, they did." That's the only thing that bothered me. I'm like, "Bro, how did they clean the sheets on the floor?" So somebody had taken the sheets off something, and they're on the floor, and the ones on the bed is dirty. He's like, "Oh no, they've been cleaned." I said, "That's a stain. You don't see all this stuff. These are all these stains, all these hairs." He's like, "No, they've been clean." That's the one thing that he did the whole time. That I was
Where's he from? What is he in New York? No, it wasn't in New York.
This is Toronto. He's Asian. Is
he born in Asia?
Bangladesh?
Is he born there?
No. He's born and raised in Toronto, in Canada.
But
he's got family in East London. He said he comes over here.
No, I'm reviewing him standard. I don't care.
For Airbnbs, yes, I'll do the thing, innit, and just review them. But me talking about business and I know the owner, that's another.
Yeah, that's your brethren, isn't it? If he's not my brethren, I don't understand
just
why I would feel even apprehensive about reviewing him honestly. I'll review him honestly.
You're not gonna back up with the person.
Then I won't use
again.
it, and I'm not planning to use him again either. So what's the big deal?
Exactly.
All right. So okay, that brings me on to New York, the Bronx, where I saw no white people.
South Bronx.
It was, like I said, I don't think it was South Bronx.
South Bronx.
Unless Bronx is massive. I told you the
Bronx
thing, man.
Massive still.
Yeah, but I don't think it's South Bronx. I was looking on the map.
My people on 125th. And then my cousin used to live in White Plains, which is north.
Stop being with your family then, man.
125th, the road that goes across. Well, yeah. So if it's in Bronx, then it can't go.
You go piss off somebody, and then go look for your family.
and then the other one moved from. I used to stay with him in White Plains, just North Bronx.
Is that projects?
Not really. There's white folks in North Bronx. South Bronx, there's none.
So gentrification hasn't hit the Bronx yet. That's what you're telling me.
I was telling Essa, he's like, but I'm in the Bronx, and he's like, gentrification hasn't touched there yet, bruv. Are you sure you're there like with your family? Because it was cool. We got there in a day. We went to a Ghanaian restaurant where my foot was sticking to the floor. It was that greasy. You would have hated it, but the food was nice. It was the best meal we had in the whole of our trip.
Wow!
It was proper aunties. It was Hausa Ghanaians.
Hausa. They
were just speaking. They won't speak. You know how much English I heard in the Bronx? Not much. If it wasn't Spanish, it was. We met bare Ghanaians out there. Not Ghanaians. My wife is all this whatever. Oh jeez, man. But they were hooking us up. So yeah, that's a big up the Ghanaians out there. So
did you eat their bread?
We bought the bread.
Did your daughter like it?
I don't think she might have had the bread wasn't all that, but we bought the bread because the first night we got there, we went to that Ghanaian restaurant. We ate food. She enjoyed it. I sent the video of her eating beans and plantain, and I had my jollof and whatever. And
yes, we say plantain.
Yeah,
yeah. You get me to all the Caribbean out there.
I don't even understand it, man.
Plantain. Where to be plantain?
Mountain.
Plantain.
Anyways, And the wife had the Kenkey. She had a feeling for Kenkey, and she found it, and she got the Kenkey, so she enjoyed it. But the Bronx is not necessarily, or that area, because it was hood, it's maybe not the best place.
It's proper ghetto, innit?
For me to have taken my family.
Proper ghetto.
Yeah, it was cool during the day, but because we kept coming on midnight, 1 o'clock, and we were taking the metro. I bought a card. I'm going to use the card.
You see people just outside, innit?
Yeah, but on the Saturday morning, you see people hustling in the street in the morning. I love it. Harlem is where I really like Harlem. I've got a thing for Harlem.
That's like the creative element of New York is in Harlem.
But I was talking to somebody that lives out there, and they said it's because that's exactly what I said. I thought Harlem was the creative, and they said no, it's
black creatives.
It's Brooklyn. I've never actually been to Brooklyn, so I said I can't judge that. But from the outside, all we ever hear is Harlem this, Harlem that, art, Harlem, poetry, Harlem, jazz, Harlem, comedy, Harlem, Apollo, Harlem. It's like, no, Brooklyn is the cultural, and the artistic center of New York, or Black New York.
Hip hop anyway.
Hip hop I can't argue with.
So maybe that's why they classify as their cultural element.
But saying that, the Bronx is the heart of hip hop. Is the birth of hip hop.
But doesn't mean that most of the best rappers, they say from the East Coast, they'll say from Brooklyn.
Well, the two. Because I haven't been Queens either. Queens, Staten Island, and Brooklyn I ain't been to.
My sister lived in New York for about 7 years. My sister was there for. And she enjoyed her time there, but obviously thought it was time to come back home. But she encountered a few things, man. My sister, I'm sure there's no harm in saying it, but she had a gun in her grill at one time. Someone tried to carjack her, bruv. You know what I mean? Deep, man. She had some encounters out there. The place is not easy, man.
Did they get the car?
Bruv, let me tell you the story, bruv. They didn't just get the car, mate. So, obviously, if you're out there, you need to be driving, especially a woman. So she's got her car. Normally, she would set her sat nav.
I would argue with you. You don't have to drive in New York. That's the point.
Well, I think when you're out late, coming from certain places that she was coming from.
Sometimes
Uber wasn't about, and it's all about. Well, she don't like taxis. She don't like the metro. She don't like buses. She wants to drive.
That's fair enough.
So that's probably what it was. So she would normally set her sat nav in the house at her mate's house, put it in the car, and she'll bounce. Yeah. This time, for whatever reason, she forgot. So she's in the car, she's fiddling with the sat nav, taking a few minutes, and then bang, someone comes in the car, puts a gun right to her temple, bruv. You know what I mean? And she screams, and, oh my God, But what she done is she kind of like moved the gun away from her head, as an instinctive reaction. So she just moved it like I'm moving the microphone to one side, and she just started screaming so much so that the guy left. You get me? That actually went crazy.
He went bad out of life.
Probably not, but I'm sure that he's carjacked many people and they've just got out of the car and he's just done his thing. So yeah, she was obviously shaken. She went back to her friend's house, called the police, blah blah blah. The police came and yada yada yada. And obviously there's a bit of a commotion outside. So 2-2s now. She's sitting with the police taking a statement. And she turns round and she starts shaking. Yeah, this fucker thought he would run away and then just come back, sit on his porch as if nothing happened.
He lived across the road?
Yeah.
Goddamn 47.
This is like a Menace to Society bit where they're flipping robbery and then showing everybody like idiots. So yeah, he just went and sat on his porch to pretend as if nothing happened, and she saw him. And
sorry, his stoop.
Huh?
His stoop.
Yeah, and they arrested him and convicted him. So
what?
Yeah,
what a plum!
He's a fool, bruv.
Yeah, but they live that no snitching culture, innit? They didn't know that we ain't from that culture around here, bro. Probably. It's him.
It's him, goddammit.
It is him, blood.
You know what I mean? Yeah, she done the whole thing, man. Testified and everything, man.
Wow.
Well, yeah. They probably thought that there's no snitching in these hoods. She's from the hood. She's not gonna snitch. Blah blah blah. I'm telling you, snitch out here in these streets. I'm an advocate of snitching. You know.
One time.
I'm an advocate. If you're not about that life, and you're not a criminal, and somebody tries to do criminal activity to you, snitch on them.
Well,
one time.
Well,
Your Honor, it's him.
It was him, Your Honor.
He live at 944 Brooklyn Avenue.
one time.
Snitch.
Bro.
I don't understand all of this.
Especially when you're a victim. But,
exactly.
But the thing is that when you're on the streets, innit, and when you're a hoodlum and you're a street person yourself,
Yeah, that's different, innit?
that's different.
But if you're a civilian, as they like to call you,
Just a
and you're not
regular.
involved, and somebody tries to do something to you, yes, why not? Why should I feel like I should be protecting somebody that tried to kill me, rob me, rape me, or whatever crime they tried to do against me? I should be trying to protect them because of the non-snitching culture. It's bullshit, man.
I think
and the criminals snitch on themselves as well. Don't let them tell you no lies.
Yeah, the no snitching culture is more for the hoodlums and the people on the street as opposed to regulars that are victims. So gang against gang, that's where they say no snitching. You
Gang,
get
gang.
me? Gang, you know what I mean? So, but when you're just a regular, they're expecting you to tell the truth about what happened.
And rightly so. I don't understand. I don't know why people think that they can. That's a disrespect. How we can come back and look at the scene and thinking that was cool. That is actual. I'm glad that your sister got him locked up. I'm glad. I hope he's still in prison now.
Yeah.
Disrespect.
What kind of a nonsense is that, man?
It's just that's brazen.
Bruv, what they,
Or cracky.
I love my Americans, man. I do, but sometimes the consensus is that they're not the sharpest tool in the box. You get me?
That's crackhead behavior.
And he was probably a crackhead.
Maybe.
You understand? And there's a lot of crackheads out there from when I was out there anyway. A lot of female, male, a lot of tramps, a whole load of them in Brooklyn.
Vagabonds.
How do you feel about
in the Bronx?
When you feel somebody that's like that, how do you feel? I saw some woman the other day, she was
like
she,
what?
Like you could see that they're either maybe mentally disturbed or crackish or maybe an addict.
Shout out to the ex-girlfriend.
How do you feel about that? Because I saw one woman yesterday. It's like I was driving. I saw her going past, and she looked like disheveled. Her shoes was all mashed up. Her hair was mashed up. She just looked like she was either on something or she's mentally disturbed. And I don't know, man. It kind of hit my spirit in a way.
I've encountered quite a few of these people, man. Do you know what I mean? And depending on, sometimes you just ain't got time to be sympathetic because you've got your own shit going on, and then you may take a pause at one stage and think about it and be thankful that your own life is going relatively okay, that you could be like this person. I've had people that I've gone to school with and I've seen them as, I call them vagrants. You get me? Like they're tramps or they're worse for wear, they're homeless, and you just think, fuck, man, you know, that's someone's son. You know what I mean? You see people walking streets asking for money and begging, but I've got the knack of, this is partly due to the line of work that I'm in. I've kind of got the knack of knowing who is a crackhead and those that are begging for money as opposed to those who actually need that shit. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. It might just be a sixth sense, but I kind of get who is in need of money and food and those that are begging because they need money for drink or for coke.
You can't know for sure because you're not there following their life after you have or haven't given them anything.
Not for sure, but a lot of the time I'm right. Yeah.
Well, do you feel sad for them, the crackheads?
Sometimes, yeah, because I've seen people that I know that have become crackheads.
You told them to take crack.
But do you know what? I sometimes wonder who, you know, at what point does somebody decide that they want to smoke? You get me? There's a lot of smokers. I know smokers. But at what point in your life did you decide that you was going to inhale smoke into your body?
Which type of smoke? Cigarette?
Yeah. It's like, why? That's not good for you. Everyone knows it's not good for you. Everyone knows it could kill you. But there was a time in your life when you decided that you was going to do that. Why? Was it down to peer pressure? Was it down to curiosity? You know, and that's why some people start to take Class A drugs and some people become addicted. And it's not just Class A drugs. Some people get addicted to prescription drugs. You get me? So, I don't know, man.
After they've had something wrong with them and they've been taking it and then they just can't get off.
Yeah.
It's a shame that one there is mad. But yeah, it's a shame.
But yeah, I do feel for them, man. When I have a moment, and sometimes I do reflect on certain things, and I'm just thankful for my life because, boy, we all got issues, but flipping hell, there's some people out there that got fucked up issues, mate.
I think that's the thing. I'm just thankful for what I have.
Sorry, that was me.
That was you. And how do I feel about these people? Sometimes I feel it, sometimes I don't. In fact, most times I don't. So maybe 1 out of 10 times it will hit me or affect me. Not too much. It's not, but something I might come home and talk to the missus about. Just in New York, I went to Chick-fil-A I think it's the first time. I'm not sure actually.
Chick-fil-A.
And somebody was opening the door, but I couldn't understand. He was asking for money or food. And when I went in, because the system was order, I forgot. I would have bought him the food, but I forgot. So when I come out and he was asking somebody else, I was like, oh, damn it. So that one made me feel bad because when people just ask for money, and I'm happy to offer people food. I do that all the time. When they say no, I don't want the food, then I don't feel nothing for you, right? Because it's like nah, because then I know what you want that money for. If I feel that I need food to eat, oh, let me get you food. No, just give me the money. It's like, nah, then.
You know, there's people on the underground now that walk through the underground trains.
We've been doing that for years.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, but you know.
Give me money.
No, sorry. Somebody else might not know what you're gonna say.
There's people that walk through the trains, and now there's on London Underground. There's like open section trains where there's no doors on a few of the lines, so they're more prevalent on them. So they go through the carriages and they say their little speech that I'm homeless. You know, I've been homeless for a certain amount of time. Me and my girlfriend just want to get a bite to eat. And hopefully if we get enough money, we'll have a place to rest our heads at night. Could you spare some change? You get me? And I look at them and I'm thinking, damn, are you telling the truth or do you just need your fix?
It's a hard one, isn't it? I want to go to something else, but I don't want it to seem like I'm linking them.
Can I just touch on one thing before you do?
I'm hoping that you say something that makes me link it better. Go ahead.
Maybe. What do you think about the people from back home then that do it then? Because they're hustling because they haven't got enough.
They do what?
They hustle for money.
What, beggars?
They're not beggars really. They're people that you come out the airport and they ask you for money.
Oh, the one
they'll take your suitcase, please.
Okay,
can you give me?
I'm about to say when you said they ask you for money, I was thinking that is begging. But yeah. So the ones that are asking you to help, basically trying to carry your luggage and stuff like that.
Yeah. They're not cracking.
I appreciate the hustle, but they are nuisance at the same time.
They are,
because I don't want people touching my luggage. And those are the times people will actually prefer you to ask me for the money than touch my luggage. But in saying that, that's me. That's an able-bodied person that can deal with my luggage. An older person that might not actually be able to deal with their luggage. If they came in there once, it'll be different. But 50 of them come at the same time. And then when they all want money at the same time.
The airport back home is so annoying, man.
It's like a gang.
gang.
It's like they almost make you feel intimidated that you must give them the money because there's 50 of them. And if you don't give them the 50, then, you're causing a problem. Me, I just ignore them because I pretend like I can't understand what they're saying and then, walk with my bags. But obviously, when they know that you're from there, they know you know exactly what I'm saying. Just give me the money type thing. But I never pay them anyway. They do it here though. It's not like they don't do it back home. There's some people here that will
in various countries.
Yeah, they do it everywhere. They try to take your bags. And when I go with my missus, she's always, there's times when she's just like, because she's not necessarily a traveler that travels quite often. So sometimes I'll be like, don't ever, when these people don't get, like, I'll carry every bag. Don't worry about the thing. She's like, why? And I'm like, because they're going to come. They will be coming to ask you for something in a minute. At times she will be, at the beginning, she's a bit, what's it
friendly,
called? Yeah, naive that they might just be, cool. I'm like, listen, when even the cab driver, if they want to try and take out your bag, they're going to try and charge you for taking out your bag. I could take out my own bag. Just drop me to where I'm dropping me to and let me get out of the cab. I'll take out my own bag. I don't want to hear nothing about you need money for me to do this. I'm very, very hostile tourist when it comes to these types of things. I don't want to give money unless I have to. I tip when I think you've done something that I think is appropriate to be tipped for, not because you just decided that I should give you money for something.
But you got to think about it. These people are trying to feed their families.
You've got a job. He's taxi driving.
Yeah, but how about the people that are just around the
again, it depends on how if you approach me. If you approach me on a level like, sir.
No,
if it was us, the Nigerians, because they come in 50s. I'm not dealing with that. If you came on your ones and said, look, I'll help you with your bag, blah, 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 blah. And I got something to give them, fine. If they come in their 50s and they're trying to intimidate me to give them the bag, no, I'm not having
There's quite a few of them in Cuba, actually.
They're everywhere, man.
You said they were here?
Yeah, sometimes. I've seen it in the airports before when...
In the UK?
Yeah, sometimes people... Like when you get outside.
Can I confess something?
What's that?
When I was a kid,
What, you used to judge the same thing?
I used to take people's trolleys back to the trolley rank.
And get the pounds.
Yes.
So what's wrong with that?
I was just saying.
That's not confession.
Just looking back on it now, boy, I was thinking, did I really do that? Yeah.
What? Is there something wrong with that?
No, it's a similar thing. It's the same kind of thing as far as I'm concerned.
You stole the trolley?
No,
I
didn't.
They left the trolley and you
I
took
said,
it?
no, look, can I, take your trolley back or help you to your car and help you on? Imagine black boys doing that now.
Where?
Bruv, they'd be scared. Bruv.
Exactly.
You know what I
Take
mean?
my wallet. I'm sorry. I
Anyway,
just wanna help with the trolley.
what did you want to segue on?
So I was in the gym the other day, right?
Gym Chronicles.
And I saw somebody with one arm. Right?
Someone what?
He had one arm.
Oh, okay.
So he was a disabled guy. He was in the gym. He had one arm. He was doing legs. It was leg day. But he was stacking the weights onto the leg thing.
He's mocking, man. He had one arm and he was doing legs.
Who am I mocking?
The one arm man.
Okay, all right. So he was doing legs. So at some point, I saw him stacking it and I thought to myself, should I help him to stack the weights? But then I didn't know whether or not, by me, I wouldn't help a next man stack the weights.
Wouldn't you?
I might help a woman,
Okay.
but I wouldn't help a next man stack the weights unless he asked me to help him stack the weights. But I wouldn't offer the next man in that way to ask him unless, he asked me. I might offer a lady, or I might just do it when I see her doing it and I got one spare that might be her weight. I might just go and add it and say, look, you need this, and add it on there.
Mm-hmm.
But I wouldn't do it with a man. So I thought to myself, if I went to go and ask this man now, do you want me to help you to stack the weights? Am I disrespecting man by doing that? Would you do it?
No.
Or why not?
Because I wouldn't offer it for anybody else. And some of the disabled, and do they still like being called disabled?
I think
enabled people. I don't know that I'm not disabled. I don't know. I'm sure that there's another term. But
yeah, because when you used that half cast the other day, I was listening like, what? You don't use that word genuinely, and you said it on the podcast.
I said quarter cast. I didn't say half.
Sorry, but I was like,
but there is no quarter. That is the term for that. I haven't heard any quarter mixed. I've never heard somebody use that before. So that was a term that people use for that.
I actually went.
Somebody pulled me up on it on Twitter actually.
Yeah, because I listened
and I was like, yes, you're right to pull me up. I had to say, yes, you're right, even though we've done it again this week. But I was like, yes, you're right.
No, we're using it in context now.
Yeah, but there wasn't. I don't know the term. Okay, suppose it's just mixed race.
It's mixed race person.
But it's when I think of mixed race, I don't think of that.
You think 50-50?
I think of 50. Yeah, 50-50.
But that's your assumption again.
Yeah, exactly. It is mixed race. Mixed is obviously mix of whatever it is. But I always think 50 this and 50 that. It's mixed race.
It's never 50-50 though, isn't it? Really?
But when it's quarter, that's what the term that I always know. So that's the term that I used.
Fair enough.
Well, so you do use that word then, you're saying?
I don't really know I don't really know people that's quarter.
No, I don't. That's with all the PC. Don't say this word. Don't say that. That's one of the ones that when people said, "Nah, half cast is wrong and quarter cast is wrong," you shouldn't say it. I
never heard anybody say that quarter cast was wrong.
Well, yeah.
Okay, then fine. Because half cast, I would assume it's the cast part of it that's the issue. You don't. It's because
but you forget half. It's half, innit?
Yeah.
Half cast, innit?
No,
50-50.
Yeah, but the cast, I get why people said the cast was wrong, that they didn't like it, or people that were in that predicament didn't appreciate it, and that's something that that was one of the ones that I didn't say why it's wrong. There's nothing wrong with it, or you're just being sensitive. I said, yeah, that makes sense. This is something we used before. It's wrong. There are other terms. I mixed race that is just fine, and let me use that, and then I'll delete that from my vocab because I used to use that when I was coming up as well.
I don't know why it's a problem.
No,
they just don't like it.
No. Look at the cast. Go into the dictionary. It's not, especially the historical connotations of where the word's coming from. Not just the definition as well, where it's coming from. It's like one is better than another. It's almost like one is better than another. So like they still have caste system in Asia.
Okay.
So you're all the same thing, but this tribe is almost like better than that tribe, or this color is better than that color. So in this term, if you're half white, half black, you're almost saying that the white is better than the black. You're half caste. You're cast from this and half cast from that. And the person might say, I'm not half anything, I'm a whole person.
I cast you away from this domain. So basically that half of you is
old and son.
No, because that's spelled differently. It's CASTE.
I watched that clip the other day, it was wicked.
I cast you. Yeah, what?
Thor, innit? And then he spoke the thing into the hammer, and then it reminded me of, Captain America, Batman, picking up the thing.
Hey.
Yeah. You get it?
I do, but are you allowed to say them things?
Bruv, it's been 3 weeks. If you ain't watched Endgame, man, bun you, bruv.
Is it only 3 weeks?
It might even be longer than that.
I watched that in Canada as well.
It just says in the Oxford Dictionary, offensive.
Oh, for real? What cast? Damn.
No,
Half cast.
It is offensive.
Oh, for real?
Well, it didn't actually give a term. It didn't say that. I'm going to just put in cast.
Yeah,
and
just
see what it says.
So it actually says that it's offensive.
It is offensive.
It's offensive. That's what I'm saying. It's not something.
It was a term that was not brought in to be nice.
Yeah, but I don't think it was brought to be malicious either. It just so happens to be a not nice thing. So
it says each of the hereditary classes of Hindu society distinguished by relative degrees of ritual purity or pollution of a social status. So whether there's half of you's been polluted.
Okay.
So that's why. So sorry for people out there that might get offended. Maybe I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. But this is why some people they marry into family. Same way as in Game of Thrones. One season. This is from season 1. So hopefully I'm not spoiling it for somebody. Where somebody says the reason that we may have sex with our siblings is to keep our bloodline pure. Okay. That actually exists in certain places in the world. I won't go into thingy where people's like we want our bloodline
part
to be
of the United States.
No, I'm not talking about some part of the United States.
Southern.
I'm not talking about America at all. Well, if they're doing it over there, it's because
there's them different behavior.
Yeah, that's not why they're doing it. I know they are,
and in some parts of Asia.
Okay, but there are people that do it for specific reasons. I knew a girl that had to marry her cousin, and she wasn't happy about it. But
Asian.
Yeah.
You said that reluctantly. You didn't want to say so.
I don't. I just maybe I'm Mr. PC this week. I don't know. I don't want to step on any more toes. Think about what I'm saying before I say it.
What was you saying? Anyway?
This was about the man with one arm.
Yeah,
we got there, but yeah. So I don't know, man. Sorry, my fault.
Yes,
I wouldn't have helped the woman.
I think I was answering, and I said that I wouldn't. You know what I mean? I'll just leave him to it. If I might offer my eyes, And then sometimes you could be open to someone asking you for something.
Oh yeah, if they ask.
You get me? So if they ask, I ain't no problem with that.
Oh, but okay, so you're saying you wouldn't help the woman. Why?
I think it's offensive.
Is it offensive to hold the door open for her as well?
No.
So what's the difference?
Because I think there's time and place for chivalry.
So the gym is not a time and a place for that?
No, because the reason, well, that's it. Because if you're only offering a woman and not a man, then that's what it is. Because at the end of the day, you're actually going to lift up those weights. I'm not talking about spotting. Now, I'm not a gym person, so maybe there's some etiquette that I'd never go gym. So maybe there's an etiquette that I'm not privy to. Let me finish. But as far as I'm concerned, if I'm not spotting you, the fact you're putting the weights on a bar is, or whatever you're putting it on, is because you're going to lift it or push it with your feet or do something. You are actually going to use those weights. So who am I then to help you put it on? You're actually going to do something with them.
Okay, not with the women thing. It's not necessarily putting it on. It's when somebody stacked it, like massively stacked it.
And they have to unstack it.
Then they have to unstack it, and the weights is large. Right, so I'd help them take it off. Right. And then whilst I'm helping them take it off, if they're putting it to a certain level, I'll just help them put it back to that level that they're putting it on. So I'm not necessarily just when they're putting the thing on, running to go, oh, let me put it on for you. But if you see something, do that then? What? Was run up to go and somebody to help them put it on? Yeah, if I saw them struggling with it, then I'd help them put it on. If I didn't see them struggling with it, then I wouldn't. But if I saw them with a lot of weights that's on something, and it seems like it might be something that would be hard for them to carry because it's not something I would think they'll be likely to put on themselves, then I'll help them take it off. But me asking that guy, do you want me to help you? Do you think he's got... Okay, let me not say it right because that's the wrong terminology. Should he be offended by that?
No. Does he have a leg to stand on?
You're taking the piss, bruv.
But that piece is going right out the window now, innit? It's going right out the window. Anyway, so,
me laughing is that a problem?
It was just there, man. It was there. The joke was there.
But he does have legs. That's the problem. I had to take it. But anyway, so yeah.
Good. Goddamn.
Does he have a right to get? He can get upset if he wants to get upset. But if you, he can get upset, but he doesn't have to. That's it. I think it's actually quite applicable to what happened earlier. It's his choice if he wants to get upset. He doesn't have to get upset. The person offered something as a help. I can see why you might take offense to it. If you don't like the idea that I offered to help, you must at least understand your position. You're in a position where you have one arm, and therefore you're not as able as somebody with two arms. Somebody has offered to fill in that other space. You don't want it, that's fine. You may not appreciate it, that's fine. But then to get upset at the person for offering help is a bit, because it was a minor. The assistance they were offering. but I get why you might not like it. But you shouldn't have switched. You just say no, thank you. That's all. I'd leave it at that. You can say no, I'm cool, and then leave it. Not get offended because they offered the help.
You throwing shade?
Only the one line. The rest of it was not shade.
For me, it's not the same link anyway. Because I was the one offering help.
Goddamn. Let's not get into it. Beef before the thing, you know. And it was me that kept on saying it's a minor, innit? It's a minor. I swear it's a minor, but it's all good. But not between the.
But no one knows what you're talking about.
Yeah,
Talk about the one-armed bandit.
The one. Oh, you're taking the piss. Now, look, I think I'll co-sign everything you said, and I won't offer help.
So you didn't offer help in the end or what?
No, I didn't offer him any help because he didn't ask for any help. But I just looked at it interestingly, thinking, should I help this guy? Because it's a lot of weights he has to keep going back and forth. And obviously, me, I'll be able to do it with there's two. It would take me quicker, innit? Because I'll be able to carry 2 weights, and he can't carry the 2 weights.
Sorry.
So maybe you could, but I didn't see him carrying the 2 because he could only got 1 arm, so he can only carry the 1. I just thought to myself, I don't know. I just felt a bit. I don't know. In my head, it felt to me like I'm looking for the right term. It's like I'm going out of my way to not acknowledge the thing that's right in front of me.
So
in essence, to be respectful, but maybe that's even being disrespectful by not acknowledging the thing that's right in front of me.
But he can do it himself. So I don't see. I would understand if he couldn't do it, but he can.
Well, that's the same as maybe an able-bodied person.
Oh wow!
With
web slinger us, are we ready?
Oh yeah!
We're supposed to call him, innit?
Oh damn! Snap!
God damn! Just tell him.
Tell him, yeah, man. Is it what? Is he coming through on video? I mean, on his computer, or is he doing it on his phone? If he's doing it on his phone,
just ask him. But that's like an able-bodied person who can come up the stairs with their luggage, and you're walking with your suitcase in one hand, and you could help the other luggage that is left at the bottom of the stairs. Do you help them? Do you offer to help?
Sorry, just repeat that. I was typing.
You've got an able-bodied person who's got 2 sets of luggage, one big and heavy that they're taking up, and there's another one that's at the bottom.
Yeah, I'll help them take it.
And they're capable of taking it.
I'll take it.
Would you offer them?
Yeah.
If they had 1 arm, would you offer them?
Yeah.
What's the difference then?
I think because it's the gym.
That one is different. I'm going upstairs. It's nothing for me to just pick up and go with. It's stopping you from doing an extra thing that.
So
you don't
what if
have
you're
to
going
do.
downstairs then, and you see the item of luggage there? You see they're struggling with one, and
I just think it's different. It's different.
If I see somebody struggling, I'll ask to help regardless.
Yeah, you said they're struggling.
Okay,
They're struggling. They're struggling.
That's the difference.
Yeah.
Well, he's struggling.
That person was just doing his thing. He's minding his own business. He went to the gym knowing that he was gonna do that. If I'm struggling with luggage and somebody offers me a hand, I'll take it. There's no reason why not.
Fair enough. You won't get offended. How about you though? Wahala.
What?
If someone offered to give you a hand and you don't want help from anybody?
One time somebody offered to spot me and it was a beef thing almost in the gym. It wasn't a beef thing, but I had to apologize to the guy because the way I reacted was so like I think it was bench pressing. No, I was dumbbell pressing on the bench, yeah, flat bench dumbbell press, yeah.
Okay.
And I was doing like 40s or something like that, so 40 on each side, so 8, right? That's not big headed. That's light work, innit? Right? For me, it's light work, innit? I was doing it, no problem. I had no issue. But my man must have come and was like, do you just I said, pardon? I said, bruv, nah, I don't need no spot. But the way I said it was so abrupt back to the dude. He was like, bruv, I'm just and I had to say, you know what, I'm sorry, man. I didn't even mean to say like, it just made me feel away the fact that you thought that you needed to ask me whether or not I needed a spot on. Even we started laughing at the same time. It's like, cool, brother. I did, most man when I see you carry that type of weight, they might need somebody to spot them. So I was just thinking, you might have been just been, trying to be cool or whatever. But I took it as like, what are you mad? Like me? Me?
Interesting.
I don't need that spot. Why do I need that spot for? I don't need a spot.
Okay.
But that's ego, I suppose. Gym ego.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I should be getting spotted because if that thing then drop on and lash me down now, I'll be finished.
For real. I've got a question.
Go on.
This guy, I forget his name now.
Is it a fresh question?
Fresh one.
Shall we dial web slinger in for the question, or do you want to do it before?
Perfect person for the question.
Can you either dial him in yourself or
not on my phone? I can't do that thing. I asked you already. What's he doing it on the phone or
on the phone? Just give me that.
You know my phone. I'll do that though.
Give it to me. I'll do it.
I need to get the information first, fam. You get me?
Right, let me call man like web slinger. Yeah. He's the man with the mightiest touch.
Insert lift music here.
You lot can chat. You don't have to wait for me to do it, innit?
You should actually put the lift music in for real.
That's what I would do.
You used to sort me out with Wi-Fi.
You're not going to edit, are you?
Me.
You're not going to edit now, are you?
No, I'm not.
Do you want to edit?
No.
I'm starting beef again.
Sorry, I answered. I wasn't even listening. You don't have the password for this house. This is the house when my brother comes to visit me, man.
And long may it continue.
It's atrocious.
Yeah, let's not start that again, bruv.
I'm waiting for him to come in and sing that.
I'm trying to search for the Wi-Fi. It's not saying they can find it.
I'm connected.
Is the modem on?
I'm connected to your Wi-Fi.
But it's calling now, man.
It's calling me. Alright, just let him just open it then. See if it works. Yo.
Yeah, what's good? You hear me here?
Yeah. Okay, we got reception this way.
Much clearer than me.
Yeah.
Alright, what's good, people? We got Web Slinger in the building. Intro yourself, brother.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy, the actor up in the building, aka Web Slinger. You know how it is. SA from the UK to the SA, back to the UK again. What's going on?
What's going on at the moment? Let me fill you up of what we've been through for at the beginning, right? So, me and Stav's already had a beef before the podcast.
Proper beef.
As usual.
We don't really even want to talk to each other. Both of us was going to walk out at some point during the podcast.
I'm happy talking to him now. He's still acting.
We're at Stav's house.
Out to mediate.
Which is obviously means that we're as far away from Earth as possible.
Yes.
Stav's talked about his travels in wherever he went to.
I still got one question. One question about that. Actually.
And we spoke about living in New York. Also, we spoke about crackheads and we spoke about disabled people.
Yeah, so we're talking about you basically.
Oh wow! Thanks, guys.
Oh, you're a bastard for that one, boy.
So there's a bit of a time delay.
Yeah, you're a wanker, but it's all good. Carry on.
Yeah, wicked. I was going to ask a question, innit?
Yeah, so Mr. was going to ask a question, but he thought that you would be a good person to also answer this question. So get into it then, Mr. Wolf.
Yeah, man. So I heard news this week. I'm not sure if it's 100% confirmed, but what's his name? Anthony Mackie, who plays Sam Wilson in Endgame. Yeah?
Don't do any
Anthony
spoilers.
Mackie.
Sorry?
Mackie, and don't do any spoilers.
Anthony Mackie.
Oh, fucking hell. Endgame is done, man. Can't we talk about it now?
Okay, hold on. Is it actually him or are we just talking about his character?
We're talking about his character and what could happen.
Okay, all right. So don't even worry about that. In the comics, the new Captain America is Falcon.
So you're spoiling it as well?
That's not a spoiler. That is the truth. In the comics, the new Captain America is Falcon.
Okay.
1 + 1 does equal 2.
Well, you went to go and add that 1 + 1.
So that's... So that, yeah. So it's you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So it's not really a spoiler. And I'm telling you, bruv, if you ain't watched Endgame by now, then I have no sympathy for you. None.
You know the directors said that the spoiler thing is off now. Is off limits.
What do you mean?
After I think it was 2 weeks.
And he said
they said if you want to spoil it,
spoil away,
after
innit?
2 weeks is
so
done.
ban that, man. If you ain't watched it, that's your business.
Who gives a fuck about the spoilers now, man? If you haven't seen it by now, that's your business.
You ain't a fan of Marvel.
Could you watch it in deepest, darkest Africa?
Africa.
Exactly. Oh, Bombay.
You get me?
Man don't even know what we're saying. Oh, regardless, he just asking random things.
I said, so anyway.
Go on.
So it's been confirmed, apparently, that Anthony Mackie, who plays Sam.
What is okay? That's what I'm asking. Does this matter? Does he personally matter?
What do you mean?
In this story,
of course it does.
Okay, no. What is the actual question?
The question is that he's now been confirmed. Allow me, man. He's now been confirmed to be the new Captain America. How do we feel about that? Because he has no powers, bruv. He ain't got nothing going through. He ain't got no. I mean, we saw Thanos try to hit him in Infinity Wars, and he held his fist and nearly pushed it up until he got a blow in his face. You get me? That's the kind of power that Captain America. Let's not underestimate the amount of power this guy has, innit? He can hold the flipping hammer. You know what I mean? He has got.
No, that's not power.
Well, he's got.
That's just being worthy.
That's it.
Purity.
Yeah. Go on, just say the words, man. For those who are worthy, may hold the hammer. You get me? So
and wield the power.
If you remember,
the power.
Ant-Man beat him up.
Beat who up?
Falcon.
That's what I'm saying. So my man is just a regular guy, innit? Really, you know what I mean? And when he handed him the shield,
But he's black, so he has a big penis.
That's what I'm saying.
like my man gave him the shield, and I won't lie, I felt that was a bit corny. I thought, really, like, what's he holding the thing for?
Because that is what happens in the comics.
Oh, that's actually what.
That's why I said you don't need to talk about the film. You could just address the comics, but it's fine.
It's all good, and I don't care about the spoilers now anyway. So it's like, okay, so it happened in the comics, but in reality, what's he gonna do? Like, just fly with his wings? And
No, in the comics, Falcon's got extra powers.
So now, are they now gonna inject him with something?
I don't know, but in the comics, Falcon can speak to actual birds and stuff like that.
The kind of Captain America business is that?
So Falcon is Dr. Doolittle in the sky.
Yeah, wanker,
Speak
but
to
yes.
us, Webs, man. You're a comic man as well, man. You get me?
Yeah, in the comic he gets the shield. So in real life, it's all a fantasy, Mr. Wolf, yeah, so it doesn't actually happen in real life.
Well, Endgame's not real. God
No,
damn, what?
sorry.
Puff. Well, I bet.
Goddamn 47.
I bet you're not gonna tell me that wrestling's not real now. You don't try and ruin my life, bruv.
No, that's real. I'll let you have that one.
Thank you.
Yeah. Now, in all, it depending if you're a comic fan or if you're a fan of the films and you're not really a comic fan, everybody's gonna look at it as a bit strange because he's a normal human being. He's not endowed with anything or anything like that.
He's endowed with
He's endowed, bruv.
big black penis.
Oh, someone with a big penis.
I don't know why I'm like this. Sorry, go on.
But yeah, it's how Marvel decided this direction they wanted to go in. It's a good thing that Captain America is black. Is it a bad thing that Captain America is black? I don't know, given the current state of the US at the moment. Stav, you can touch on that as soon as you just come back from the States.
I don't know, man.
Can one of you comic man then tell me about this guy called Isaiah Bradley?
What? What's the other name?
Isaiah Bradley is a fictional character appearing in American comics published by Marvel Comics. The character is depicted as an early production of the United States super soldier, and apparently he was the first black Captain America.
So what year was that? It's like 1968.
I don't know.
First appearance 2003.
I'm not sure what you're talking about. What's his name?
Yeah. Fictional character.
No, he's not black. He wasn't Captain America, though, was he? Because it's 2003, then he's not Captain America. Because Captain America was born 1960 something in the whatever.
Hold on. The character is depicted as the early product in the United States super soldier during World War II and an alternative version of Captain America.
Well, that's not some bullshit then. I'm not even involved with that.
Marvel does a lot of alternative
things. Yeah, I'm not involved with that. Don't worry about it.
Wow.
But with Falcon, yeah.
Wow, dismissed it. Like, I don't even want to read it.
With Falcon,
No such thing as a black Captain America.
let me explain. But we're dissing Falcon, saying Falcon ain't got no powers. But what's Iron Man got? Has Iron Man got powers?
Bruv, Iron
Man's got powers.
Bruv, let's talk
Does
about...
Batman got powers?
At least Falcon was army trained and he'd been in the field. Iron Man literally just.
But what's that speech that Iron Man said in Avengers 1?
Why you keep bringing up films, man?
No, like he said in Avengers 1, I'm a philanthropist, blah, blah.
So?
That speech was wicked.
But has he got any powers?
Outside of your suit, what are you? I'm a philanthropist, playboy, billionaire,
playboy, philanthropist.
genius.
Yeah.
The genius.
But what powers has he got?
The genius.
That's not power.
Whenever they list powers of people, their mental intellect is always one.
Genius level intellect, but it's not a power though, is it? He's just smart.
Money is his power.
Well, in the end, let's be real. His powers is his suits, yes?
And he created the suit.
Right?
Because
Falcon also has... the wings are not like normal. They're not feathered wings, are they? They're metallic wings that shoot weapons and shoot people.
And he has two guns that he takes out and shoots you with.
Yeah, he's got.
Ping, ping,
but as I said,
ping.
in the comic, he's got a telepathic link to a Falcon, and he can look through a Falcon's eyes and do all of this.
So he's like my man from Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
What's his name again?
Bron?
No,
Manimal.
No,
You fool.
Bran.
Bran.
But yeah, Bran
Certain man don't know
and one
about
of the wildlings as well that could do the same thing.
For me, I just have faith in the MCU that
they'll make something.
Yeah. So
you know that,
and if it's not good, it's not good. If it's good, it's good. But I guess I'm not trying to dictate or control which direction they're going. I'm not questioning it. I just allow it to happen. I enjoy the film or I don't enjoy the film. I'm not on all this. It shouldn't go that way. It should go that way.
No,
I'm a big fan.
but
I'm not one of these. There's people out there. Why you got a woman character?
I just queried it, innit? I'm wondering how it can work, man. And I think that there are a few characters in the MCU universe in Marvel comics that do not have superpowers, like Hawkeye and who's the woman again? Scarlett Johansson's character.
He's talking about Black Widow.
Black Widow. So they've got certain skills, but I just think in all of the Marvel films, I've never seen Falcon do anything special. I've seen him fly
on your left, bitch,
and do a roly-poly. He's done a roly-poly and shot a couple man.
Yeah, but he's trained, isn't it? At one point, Winter Soldier was.
Winter Soldier
was Captain America at one point as well. But yeah, he's Captain America, right? So they're just following what he's meant to be following.
I remember them mans were rolling deep for X amount of years looking for the Winter Soldier in between the Winter Soldier and Civil War.
Yeah, you lot still about films now.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So it's going to happen in the film. So I'm going to stick with the films because as much as I read the comics,
put it this way: Sam Wilson's been on Steve Rogers' left for many years since he came out of the cold storage. So by rights, because of friendship and whatever, Steve Rogers will pass on the mantle to Sam Wilson. He feels he's the best person to carry on because he's followed him from A to B to his death or whatever. So and then, if that's the way Marvel wanted it, and God rest his soul, good old Stan Lee, let it carry on.
Fair enough.
There's like not to get too geeky on here because I'm not sure. Well, even though some people say they do like it when we get quite geeky, there's actually somebody that's got the same serum as Captain America, right?
Steve Rogers.
No, that is Captain America. But his name is Sentry. Well, you know about Sentry, yeah? So Sentry's got he's got the serum that they gave Steve Rogers by about 1,000, multiply it by 1,000.
Who's got that?
This person's name calls the Sentry.
I don't know why. Bruv, I don't know where I am. I thought you were talking about someone real, and then when you said that the person's got and when you said that they got the serum, I thought, hang on a minute, give me some of that, bruv.
Might want to get taller, yeah?
Wow. Mate, I'll get a little bit taller and I'll get my hair back.
But yeah, his name's the Sentry, and basically he's like one of the most powerful characters there is. Like mad, like they said that he's got the power of 1,000 explosive suns. He's almost like Superman, but he's also got some mad thing called the void in him, which makes him evil at the same time. So there'll be one time he will rescue people, and the next time he'll blow up a whole planet or something. Okay. Like he's mad, but he's mad powerful. So that serum that they gave Captain America is a deep thing, you know. That's why he can do certain things. He's not as the way that they depict him in the film. Like holding Thanos' hand and stuff like that when he's got the Power Stone, all that. I don't know if he's doing that, bruv.
What, in the comics?
Yeah. He can fight Thanos 1-to-1 if he hasn't got the Infinity Gauntlet. But with the Infinity Gauntlet, he's not touching Thanos in any way, shape.
But he wasn't using the Gauntlet at the time because when he's using the Gauntlet, the thing lights up. I don't think
he didn't have it on.
No, he had it on. He just wasn't using it. He wasn't
a thingy. Yeah. All right, maybe then. I don't know. I wasn't sure, but yeah, I think they're just trying to show you that he's that guy. But hand to hand combat, he pretty much knows everything and blah blah blah. But yeah, Falcon's not no bitch.
Fair enough.
As I said, people like to be complaining about Falcon, but when Iron Man sitting there with War Machine got no powers
Falcon
at all.
Falcon do roly-polies, man, and a couple kicks, bruv.
But he can do something. I mean, he's army trained.
Yeah, but you like Iron Man now, innit?
Oh, like everybody.
What did Iron Man do apart from zoom around in his thing, fly around and shoot two bars?
Was nice, man. You know, I like
you see what I'm saying? You just like man to see.
Yeah, I'm wearing a tie right now, man.
Basically, again, you're on the side of the white man.
You're a fool. Again, you know. Nah, bruv. He was calling me racist earlier on.
Why?
Probably because I'm a racist.
Against the blacks?
No.
Oh, okay.
No comment.
No comment, Yana. No comment.
Webs.
Yeah.
I got a question for you guys. So whilst I was in New York, I hooked up with Hey SA, like I said. So shout out Hey SA, shout him out, whatever. Yeah. And we had
You hooked up with who?
SA.
Oh, okay.
And we had a discussion about major cities because it's like how you find it in. So SA is long term in New York, and I said it's just like London. Really, it's just a bit dialed up. And he said no, it's not. I said New York is like London. I said New York is like Toronto. It's like Paris. Is like London. I said, it's all the same.
Just bigger.
Forget even the size, because so I'm not just the speed.
Okay.
It's the same, but it's a different speed. And he was like, "Nah, it's different." And then he basically reiterated what I said. But I said it's different. I said like Accra and Lagos are the same, but I wouldn't compare it to obviously London. These are all major cities. But I said LA, I wouldn't compare it to New York, to Toronto, to London. It's different. Even though it's a major city, it's different. It's not like those ones. But we were arguing, so I want you guys to jump in on that. Because another person that joined in the conversation said Durban, because he had been to South Africa as well. He flew in Durban and he flew in somewhere in Dubai. He said Dubai as well. So he flew in all. He said, yeah, he agreed with me. Basically, he said they are. He said Paris wasn't like that though. For racial elements, that I don't know. It's a different conversation we may get into a little bit later. But he said that yes, he agrees with me. So I haven't been to Durban. Obviously, you've been there. You're staying there. Do you see it as like a London and a New York? And do you equate them all the same? And the people that I've been to, obviously Paris, London. What's the one in Amsterdam? Is that Amsterdam? Is the
Amsterdam.
City? Yeah. These, for me, they're all the same. They're all the same. It's just different. Amsterdam is obviously a lot slower than London, and London is slower than New York. But they're the same. They run in the same family. Do you agree with that?
I haven't been to Durban.
What? Sorry, I thought you'd been there.
No, Joburg, but not Durban.
Gone.
So, I'd say they're all pretty much the same. Every major city has elements of every other major city, with the nightlife, with the way everything, the hustle and bustle. So, like you said, Stav, some might be faster, more high paced, but they've still got pretty much the same nuances to it. Another couple of cities I'd mention will probably be Melbourne and Sydney, which are very similar as well to the UK and the US. New York is definitely like London. I mean, I've been to New York, and that whole 24-hour lifestyle, 24-hour party vibe, you get that in the UK as well. It may not last 24 hours fully like it does now, but back in the day, yeah, they're all pretty much the same. Whenever you go to a major city, you feel remnants of the last major city you've been to, or your major city in your hometown.
Major city of English-speaking countries, you mean?
I think of any language country.
Okay.
Like Japan. Japan's very much like New York.
Tokyo.
With its high pace. Tokyo, sorry. With its high pace, with its tech style.
Have you been there though?
And I haven't been there. I'm talking from just what I've seen and what I've heard.
Fair enough. I mean,
but you can make the similarities.
Because I said I can live in all these places. They're like, nah, it'd be I said it's not different, man. The same way when I was in the Bronx, and there's just certain attributes I took from Hackney, and I had to use it in the Bronx, and that's it.
Definitely.
So I'm walking down the street, and people are looking down at the floor when I'm walking down, and you're the native, but I know what I have to do when I'm in certain areas. There's just a certain thing where in certain other places I don't have to do it. It's a shame as well. Sometimes you're looking at it as like you're the one I have to be afraid of, or you're the one I have to be wary of.
Yeah, I think it's instinctual, isn't it? It's an instinct thing. You just feel it.
Wahala, what do you think?
I haven't been to New York. I haven't been to Durban.
Yeah, but you've been to Paris.
I've been
Amsterdam.
I haven't been to Amsterdam.
You've been to bare major cities, man.
I do, but cities you was mentioning I haven't really been to, so I don't know. But they're all the same, really. That's what I'm concerned. They're all the same. The ones where everybody wants to live are all the same. The one where you see everybody wants to live there, and there's tourists from every country
that come to visit.
Yeah, to go to try and live there.
Okay.
So even if you go to like somewhere like, I don't know, let's use Rio for example. You see there's bare people in Rio that I come from America, I come from this. It's all the same. Just tourists coming to live there. Everybody wants to try and live there. Everybody's trying to hustle their way to do something. Places like LA is a bit different. The reason why I say LA is a bit different is because the people that's going there, they're going there for a particular reason. Well, it's all for the same reason, because they get a better life, but they want to be in Hollywood, or they want to be in the entertainment field. Whereas with New York, I'm not too sure if it's necessarily the same. But I just think people just like the atmosphere of New York. But I've never been to New York, so I don't know. But most other major cities, I think, is because people are going there for opportunity.
All the places I mentioned, then that's why I left out LA. I mean, when I'm talking about Western world, I left out Accra and Lagos. I said those two are separate. They have their own thing. You don't need a car.
Maybe, yeah.
LA, they have a metro, but you need a car in LA. You can't live in LA without a car.
I agree on that. LA is a bit difficult to navigate without a vehicle.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Yeah, you can live there, but it's completely different when you have a car and when you don't have a car. Whereas in London and New York and Paris, it's not the same. I don't know about Durban, so obviously I don't think they have a networks there. So I can't argue with the person there.
I mean, I'm not a seasoned traveller. Sorry, Webbs. I'm not a seasoned traveller like Stavros here. Stavros has been away like 1,000 times compared to me, man. But I've been to New York, obviously live in London. I've been to other cities in America. And let me just touch on New York. I just personally, having been there so many times, and my sisters lived there and spoke to me about the place, it is a bigger version of London. You know what I mean? It's got a metro system that runs 24 hours before the London Underground did for certain lines. And it's high pace, and people do go there for certain opportunities. I think there's a big acting and musical performing arts element in New York. So, and the same thing with London. People come to London to find work in the arts. You know what I mean? So to me, it's all the same, bro. It's all the same.
All right, I'm going to switch up the topic. Let's get into something different. We've been talking about traveling for quite a bit now.
And when you're ready to talk, Webbs, just turn your mute off.
I was just going to quickly say, do you think all major cities take the blueprint of other major cities?
Yes.
Dubai blatantly did.
Most of the time, yes. They just follow the path and go that way.
And I'll tell you what, in Lagos, they're building a madness there called Echo Atlantic City, which will be done, who knows when, in the next 3 or 4 years. But they're the people that built up Dubai, I think they're a Dutch company or whatever, they're doing the same in Lagos. I think they're halfway done now. And if you think that Dubai look good, Echo Atlantic City is going to look even better.
I don't know what conversation is going on in the back of Websig, but I'm interested. Anyway, do you know what you find in most major cities these days?
House?
That too. Uber tends to be in most of the major cities running these days. So almost all of the ones that we mentioned a minute ago, all the major cities, they've got an Uber. And you know what Uber's done in the last week or so? They've changed their software to add what they call a quiet mode. I think it's only for a couple of their I don't really use Uber, so I can't really speak about it too much. I know they got modes, so they got the Uber X, and they got like the Uber whatever. They got a standard and they got the executive one, innit?
They got more than that, but it's basically you have the pool, which means you share it with strangers, and then they have the executive one where it's a better car.
Okay,
and then you have but it's in fact, as far as I'm concerned, it's 2 modes. You have the one where you share, and the ones where you don't. And the ones where you don't, it's different types of car, bigger cars, classier cars, but it's just your car.
Okay, well, anyway, I think for the ones that are with the classy cars and a couple of ones, they've got this mode now which is called quiet mode, which I think Webb should put his one on.
I've sent him a message and man's not getting a hint.
So I'm not looking at the phone. Hang on a minute.
Mute your ting when you're not talking.
Hey.
Oh, okay.
Or go somewhere where people are not talking.
Yeah.
Even one of the two. But anyway, so so basically, they've got a quiet mode on their thing where they're saying that the driver, if you press his button, should not talk to you throughout your journey.
For real?
Yeah. I will say this is when you book the thing before they've picked you up. So I would say that the driver has the option to say, I'm not picking up this client because they've asked for the quiet mode, and I don't want that. I'm not about that life.
But it's all about the money at the end of the day. What?
Yeah, it is. But basically, okay. So the question that I got here is: do you think this is going too far for a person's working rights to tell them that they cannot talk while they're working?
Okay, it's a good question actually.
Because I want to add to that question. Sorry, before you go, I want to add to that question is: not only is it against their workers' rights, but that vehicle is still your car, and that person is still entering your space. Yeah,
but they become your client.
They're your client, but they're in your car. It's your space. You have the ability to tell them to leave that place. Because as much as they're your client, you can still tell them to leave. You can still tell them, I don't want you in my car. You can still tell them all this stuff. But anyway, they've got this quiet mode. So how do you feel about this? Do you think it's against workers' rights? And what do you feel in general about this mode?
Because there's been some uproar from the public or from Uber drivers saying this is.
I disrespect.
This is.
They went on strike the other day.
They wasn't going on strike, man. especially in Paris. We'll muck about there, boy.
Paris people know how to protest, but anyway.
So what's your thoughts anyway?
I don't see the issue with it at all, because you have the right not to pick up the client. The only I guess the time it might cause an issue is if everybody now requests it. So then, in essence, if you're going to be an Uber driver, the chances are you're going to have to sit silent in your car whenever you have a passenger. And if you're a talkative person, it might be an issue. I've been in a few Ubers everywhere we've gone, and it's usually my missus that tries to strike up the conversation. It's not usually the driver, actually. But if that's the way they are and they want to talk, and they feel like this is, like you said, it's a restriction on me now. This is, you know, I took Uber so I could be pally. You know, I'm retired. A lot of these people are retired, and it's like I just need something to do, get out, talk to some people, and make a bit of money. And now you're stripping that from me.
And that's what a lot of black cab drivers do, innit? They get in their cab, you know, they are drivers and they want to hold conversations. You know, for me, I don't see why it should be a big deal.
This is office and the office workers, and they said that the boss said that you should work in your office in silence and no one should talk. Would you be saying that was a big deal?
I think in some office environments that you need to
complete silence, no one can talk.
Well, I don't know, possibly not. But I want to know where this birthed from, like,
because people,
were people complaining about it?
It's a thing that people don't want to talk to Uber drivers. People say it all the time.
Can you imagine him? Like, do you think he wants to have a conversation when he gets into the car?
Definitely not.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't want. I wouldn't necessarily click the button, but I don't want to talk to the driver at the same time. So
I don't mind.
I wouldn't click the button because I think it's disrespectful to tell a man he can't talk in his own car. But doesn't mean that I want to talk to him though. But that's what I want.
Would you rather say to the driver, I don't want to talk to you?
No, if he spoke to me, I would speak to them. But I'm not going to start that conversation off. If he's prepared to sit in silence for the whole journey, or let me have my headphones in or whatever, then I would rather do that than you know, have that conversation. But if he starts talking to me, I'm not going to tell him, I can't talk to you unless I'm on the phone or something and he's disturbing something I'm doing. I'm not going to say to him, bruv, just shut up and drive. I'm not going to tell that. That's disrespectful. It's his car.
Shut up and drive.
You know, I just realised, because there are times I take black taxis and I'm usually by myself, but whenever I'm in an Uber, it will always be because I'm with my family. And so
which black taxi stops for you?
Don't worry about that. But I've realised when I'm in a black taxi, I feel
real recognize real, innit?
I feel
or shade recognize shade.
What's the word? I feel like I can't be on my headphones. When I'm with my family, I'm not. So I'm not on my phone. I'm not on my headphones. It's cool. But I'm a man that always walks streets on my headphones. Always, I'm oblivious to the world. People talking behind me. I don't know what's going on. But when I get into the black taxi, I feel like I have to take this off, or I can't watch a film because I'm obliged to listen to them if they decide to talk. So I kind of wait a bit, and if we've gone for the first few minutes and they're not talking, I'll be like, okay, they're a quiet type, and then I put it on, but not in the beginning. So yeah, I get why somebody that wants to just watch a film or wants to just listen to music or podcast or whatever feels like, yeah, let me just switch this on. And the reason I feel it's different than the office is because as an Uber driver, you ask to be an Uber driver. I know you asked to get a job wherever, but if these are the stipulations of being an Uber driver before you've done it,
but it wasn't. It's now put into the.
You don't have to pick up the client.
You don't. But then, as I said, it's just something for me that I wouldn't expect people to come into my space and tell me that I can't talk. I still see it as my car. I still see it as my property. I still see it as I'm doing an extra job. But yes, it's still my car you're getting into. I think the option should be the option to say whether or not I want you to talk or not. Not the other way around.
That's a good point.
That's me. I would say that I don't want to talk to you. I just want to drive you. That's my service I provided, and it provide you with entertainment and chitty chat. What happens there? What about the guy that was watching the other day that was in the Uber and the man was calling him the N-word all over the place? He can't put quiet mode on.
That's deep, man.
But even if you did, it would have worked.
To work. But you know what I mean? So if I have to listen to you, you have to listen to me. That's how I see it. It's only fair.
Fair enough.
I think it's a prerogative thing. Having the quiet mode on the app is a bit much, but it's the passenger and the driver's prerogative to say whether they want to engage in a conversation or not.
Yeah, just open your mouth and say, I'm all right, mate. And sometimes you can just ignore them, and sometimes people just haven't got the heart to do that. Okay. I put on my headphones when I don't want to have a conversation.
Rude and antisocial.
Yep, that's what I tell about my son when he puts his headphones on. I tell him don't put both ears on because when I talk to you, you can't hear me.
Yep.
Take one out, and so that you are aware, and do the same thing when you're walking out on the road.
Apparently, I'm a criminal because I walk around in my house with my headphones in with my family around. Come on now.
Bruv.
Just because I can't hear you when you tell me that you've made the breakfast. What's the big deal? Leave me alone.
Bruv. That's criminal, man.
I know it's bad, man. She tells me off. What can I do?
I don't know. I think it's a bit of a bad thing. But anyway, I'm going to move on to the next question because we're swiftly going through this podcast. And we didn't go through this question last week, and I want to get to it because it's a listener's question. So, in fact, Stav, can you read this out for me? Because I don't want to read.
Is that the one that I wrote?
No.
Good, because the one I done didn't make any sense.
Maybe if we got time, we'll do that one. This is about the listener's question that we've got about Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah, I do not remember saying this.
About the Black Samurai, innit?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Potential podcast question I have. Chadwick Boseman, I believe, is now confirmed to be playing Yazuki, the first African non-Asian samurai. So this would be like the 5th historical character he's played now. It seems like he's the only person that gets these roles now out of the Black Hollywood that is out there. Punctuation, people. Is there an issue with him being chosen for all these roles? Would you accept him playing Fella? Should we be happy just that there is black representation, or should there be more push for Africans to play these roles?
There's about 5 questions in there.
Yeah, it's all based around the same thing. Are we happy with, because Chadwick Boseman, he's done James Brown.
Are we throwing Black Panther in there?
No, I think he's talking about actual historical. Let me
because I don't know what the.
I know he's done James Brown, and I know there's
one.
No, he's done another one.
There was one other one.
Yeah, I can't remember what the other one is. Did he play Bobby Brown?
James Brown, Thurgood Marshall. Who else? I think those are the only 2 I can.
I love. I'm looking
for
Chadwick Boseman, and the search comes up with Chadwick Boseman's wife.
Oh, for real?
So yeah, because it tells you this is what other people are looking at, innit? So yeah, and she's black, by the way.
And you know that's what they're looking for.
That's it's like he became popular. Women is like, oh yeah, I like him. I wonder if he's married, and then I wonder what she looks like. And she looks a bit like Nicki Minaj ish kind of. I think she might be mixing it. She looks older than him. Anyways. All right, so Chadwick Boseman, what is he? Sorry, that's bad of me, isn't it? Chadwick Boseman.
Shout out to the older ladies, man.
Hey, I didn't say it's a bad thing. So Thurgood Marshall, James Brown, Black Panther.
What about maybe Gods of Egypt? I don't know. Maybe
Jackie Robinson.
Oh, was it Jackie Robinson as well?
Yeah. And when I was in New York, they kept talking about him as well.
They must be talking about Black Panther and then this.
No, those are 3 real life characters.
Yeah, but he said 5. That would be the 5th one. So he must have thrown Black Panther.
I'm thinking that Gods of Egypt is one of them. I don't know why, but I've just got a feeling it is.
But either way, he's getting a few of these roles.
Yeah.
So what do we think?
Do we think that he's been overused as a black actor, that they could use other black actors
to do these historical roles?
Possibly, yeah, because there are a lot of other black capable actors out there that can do as good, if not maybe a better job than him. He's not the best actor out there. He's very capable. He's a good actor. I don't know. Maybe some of these actors have been approached and they don't want to do it. Have we considered that?
No, I'm not considering that.
No,
there will always be somebody that went up for, the role of James Brown.
I think it's a bit over the top, far-fetched for these people to be making these accusations of giving an uproar, because you look at other actors that have played historical roles. I mean, Jamie Foxx has done 2 or 3 historical roles. He's going to be doing Mike Tyson as well, coming up soon.
Jamie Foxx?
Wow.
Yeah.
Will Smith's done the same thing as well. Will Smith's done a couple of historical roles. He's done Ali.
Johnny Depp.
He did the concussion guy.
The Pursuit of Happiness is based on a real character as well.
Yeah, he's doing another one coming up soon as well. I can't remember now.
So I guess all the black actors have played.
Even Denzel. Yeah,
Denzel's
done a couple.
With Malcolm X.
Yeah, but so was white actors as well.
No, I think maybe the point is that if we look at the most popular black actors out there, all of them have played historical roles. Maybe it's not. Maybe this person has noticed.
He's just a new one.
Yeah, this person has noticed. Oh, he's done a few. But then, as it happened now, as we're listing out the other black actors, they've all done
What's
a
Denzel?
couple.
Denzel done Malcolm X, Hurricane, and what else? Okay, and he done The gangster one, American Gangster.
American Gangster, yeah.
And the one he's done is he plays himself.
Which one?
Every film.
And he's a gangster because of that. Yes.
Apart from Training Day, where he didn't play himself.
Yeah.
Which is
Well,
why he got
that's,
an Oscar.
And that's where he got an Oscar. And yeah,
he should have won for Malcolm X. Let me just put that out there now. I'm just saying.
he was brilliant in Malcolm.
Oh,
He's been in everything he's in.
No, that one film, he was. I can't even finish my sentence.
He studied that role so well. I remember seeing a few interviews on that. And if you haven't heard Denzel Washington in an interview, go on YouTube now or after you listen to this podcast and just have a listen to this man of wisdom.
I'm sure Web Slinger
He
has.
played the guy in Flight as well, by the way.
Oh yeah. So the answer to your question, young man or woman, is that this is just a recent activity for
Chadwick Boseman.
Chadwick, and there are many black actors out there that have played historical roles. I would like to see more women do historical roles.
Okay.
I think there may be a case for that.
I think they do them, they're just not the lead person in the roles.
No, like lead roles.
Okay.
I think there's Tina with Angela Bassett.
Hidden Figures we had recently.
Hidden Figures.
Is-
I can't
Tina
really
Turner,
think of many more.
I think they are, you know. I don't think they're as big as some of the other films. But I think if we were to start listening out.
Well, you've got Nina Simone, you've got
Yeah.
Okay.
And there was an issue with who played her.
Taja P. Henson when she did the Hidden Figures woman.
And another one that's come out recently, which there's a problem with that one because that's another
You
one
want to sing What's Love Got to Do?
where she's gonna play a black woman. I think it's the South. Taraj, how do you say her name?
Taraji P. Henson.
Taraji P. Henson.
Yeah, she's gonna play a woman that's going up against somebody that doesn't want what black people in school.
One of the head of the KKK. Yeah.
Wow. Damn. So I don't know. Maybe then there's not enough. But I don't co-sign what the young man is saying.
I don't understand why they're talking about the Africans bit. Maybe okay, because they're talking about the samurais. I get a charger, by the way. We're gonna get cut off. Maybe we're talking about the samurai things. That's why they're talking about the Africans things. But I need a charger.
Yeah, you need a charger for the laptop, innit?
No, for my phone.
Oh, see.
So I don't know, but if you were to ask me whether or not I care about if an American person played fella, no, not really. As long as they did it well. I don't know who's played them in the theatre productions. I'm not sure if they're all Nigerian that's played him.
They were African.
All of them.
One of them was Nigerian. The other one was from Ghana, I think.
Hey,
yeah,
that's even bigger insult.
But for me, I don't. It's like I've looked at the idea of this Coming to America thing, yeah, and this Coming to America Part 2, and there's one comedian that is out there. I can't remember his name now. For the life of me, I can't remember his name, but he's an Instagram comedian. He's hilarious, and I think that he would play that role or a role in Coming to America.
Are you talking about the one that pretended that the one that you put in there the other day, was saying that why Martin Luther King died for us to do this?
No,
you don't talk about black man or whatever his name is.
He's the one who's kind of like got short dreadlocks in a cane roll.
I have no idea you're talking about. Keep going.
Anyway, yeah, and he I've always looked at him and think you would do good in a Coming to America Part 2. You know what I mean? And I think that there is a place that Nollywood is out there. There's some very good actors that do a really good job in some of these films. Not all of these films are very low budget and nonsense. Some of these Nollywood films are really good and you can see some capable actors in there. So why can't they get someone from back home who understands back home, who understands the culture, the Yoruba culture, and was he even Yoruba?
Fella.
Yeah.
His name's Fella. The fact you asked me is actually the most disappointing thing you've ever done on this podcast. You asked me, is Fella Yoruba? That rhymes in Yoruba when he rhymes, but sings in Yoruba throughout most of his career. Okay, all right, no, it's fine.
Stupid question.
I should cut even.
Yeah, for real, man. Maybe you should cut that out.
But I'll leave it right there.
No, I'm
gonna play it to your dad as well.
I feel like a plan.
Don't worry, man. Everyone.
I'm gonna play it to your dad.
Everyone can listen to this.
Yeah. Okay. So actors that know back home. And that know all about Fella, they should be considered for the role of Fella.
I don't think there's a problem. I think if we're going to be saying that...
I just think that they are not considered, and that's the problem.
Yeah, potentially. I think that there should be more, and I think that's going to start happening now, especially now that we've got the Netflix series. With a lot of Netflix flicks are going to Nollywood and getting Nollywood actors and making Netflix films for Nollywood. I mean, Nollywood films for Netflix, sorry, I should say. And I think they're going to start picking up a few actors from that. I think.
Are there a lot of films?
Yeah, man. There's enough.
Okay, I don't know.
There's enough on there. There's enough on Netflix. But so I think eventually that's going to make it a bit more Hollywoodish type, and I think some people might slip through. But this same thing that we were saying that somebody if they're not African they shouldn't play an African character is almost the same thing that the Americans are complaining about when the British actors are playing American characters.
Yeah, we had this discussion and we said they should shut up.
Yeah, so I think that we should do the same thing. We should shut up. I think it would be nice to have a Nigerian play a Nigerian character if it was the case. So it would be nice to have a Nigerian actor, a good one, play fella. But okay, so what about if it's David? What's his name? I forget his name.
Oyelewa.
Yeah, that played fella, played old fella, and then young fella was what's his guy? Boyega. Are we gonna have a problem with that? They're both Nigerian, but they're British Nigerians. Would you complain?
I don't see the issue about all of this stuff.
Yeah, I don't see the issue. I think if he's the one that keeps getting these roles, and maybe I'm hoping that they audition other people, and he's just the best person for the role.
Some of these people they don't audition. They
maybe
just
not
cast them.
But he should. If he thought there was a problem, maybe he might just say, "Well, I don't want to play another historical role." Obviously, he doesn't see there's an issue with it.
I'm happy that they're making that film. Period, because after the fictional character of Black Panther that kind of depicted Africa, or in a certain light that we are great people, we can have a great city. You know, our city is not just full of mud huts and flipping straws and things like that, and people with barely any clothes on and flies coming out of their ears. When Africa is not just about that, but you know, we know that there's no such thing as Wakanda. You know what I mean? There is Nigeria, there's Congo, there's Ghana, you know, there's Sierra Leone. So it'll be nice to know the history.
Meant to be popping.
Yeah, it'll be nice to know the history of Timbuktu. It'll be nice to get maybe a story of one of the Yoruba gods. It'll be nice to get a story of Ethiopia or South Africa. You know what I mean? Some of the major characters. Imagine they done a film about my guy Thomas Sankara. So it's good, but I want to see more. You know what I mean? This samurai thing for me is very, very interesting, because some people that know their black history, they would know that there was blacks all over that part of the world. Long time before certain man. You know what I mean? So Black Samurais is nothing out of the ordinary, but some people will see that as such. And hopefully the film will bring out a new light, new information for people.
So we ain't got an issue with Brother Chadwick.
Yeah, Brother Chadwick, go make your money.
Is there any other question in
bitch? There's better questions today. All right, so there's another question that you put in, actually.
Me?
Yes.
Okay.
And this is about, so basically, okay, for the UK and the US listeners, I might not need to describe this person, but for the rest of the world, we may have to. There is a person on the television called Jeremy Kyle.
Goddamn voice.
Right, so Jeremy Kyle is basically a, what type of show is it?
It's a talk show.
Yeah, but what type is it? What do you describe it as?
I would describe it as
it's trash TV.
Trash TV.
Or trashy. Maybe not trash. Trashy.
Oh, okay, but let's describe the show. So what happens is that real people from real situations come on the show to discuss certain situations about what has happened in their lives. So
how big is that?
In inverted commas. So they might come and do lie detector tests about whether or not the child is theirs.
Or whether
they might cheated or whether or not this person's a drug addict or, you know, alcoholics, and one partner might want to talk to another partner and they want to be on the Jeremy Kyle show to discuss their issues, and it's usually issues. Never a good thing most people time that they come to discuss. Sometimes they might say, I'm going to meet my long lost dad from 15 years ago that I haven't met and find out why he left us and blah blah blah. But anyway, it's that type of television. But recently in the UK, Jeremy Kyle was abruptly taken off the air
and then cancelled. Now, at the time, I think when Mr. Wolf put this in there, we didn't know why. But anyway, so what we knew at the time is that there was somebody on the show that killed themselves, and they believe it was over being on the Jeremy Kyle show. Right? That is all we knew at the time that Mr. Wolf put this question into the thing. So a lot of people was like, well, it's trash TV. Of course, anyway, good. This man's been causing ruckus and trouble for people all this time that he's been on the television. It's disgusting. Who wants to see this thing should not really be on the television?
But then recently, I don't know if the rest of you know, they found out why that guy was actually on the show.
Because they never aired the show.
They never aired the show, right? And potentially the reason why he took his life. Do you know?
I have no idea.
Do you know, Stav?
Yeah.
Do you want to say it? Because I've been talking for a while. Do you want to explain? All right. So what they said is basically he was brought on the show to be accused of being a paedophile.
Oh, wow.
Okay, I don't know that.
Okay, so what did you have? Because I had paedophile, that he was a child molester, and they brought him on the show to accuse him of being a child molester.
No, the one I heard, or the one I read, was that he was accused of cheating or something like cheating, I think it was, and he took a lie detector test, and it said that he failed the test. So basically, it continued on. Maybe ended his relationship, and he's up to now saying that he didn't cheat. He wrote a letter to his son because he killed himself. He wrote a letter to his son saying, "I didn't cheat. The thing was false. I'm sorry, but it's messed up my relationship because maybe I had a chance of salvaging it, but now after this, they don't believe me or whatever it was. I forget it was cheating or whatever, something along those lines. And so he killed himself, but he wrote a note to his son, and the son is saying, "This is why my dad killed himself because of the program."
Damn. So that's two completely different things, bruv.
But apparently there's been another. Maybe you're talking about a different one because there's another 2 that's come through that's apparently committed suicide since they've been on the Jeremy Carr show.
You're joking, bruv. Seriously?
So yeah.
This paedophile one sounds a bit more interesting. Well, maybe just because I don't know it. So
yeah, it has to be real. We're talking about fictional business. You get me?
Right, but you talk. I'm gonna find what I got.
But just to touch on Jeremy Carr, long-standing show Jerry Springer, the same thing has happened to him. I think somebody either committed suicide or something major happened that they pulled it. Just like that.
Is that why that's gone?
Yeah. That's Jerry Springer that's been on TV for 30 odd years that at one stage eclipsed Oprah Winfrey's TV show, which was as big as Ellen DeGeneres. If not, it was bigger than that. Do you know what I mean?
I don't see why you should pull these shows over these incidents.
Well, that is the question that I wanted to ask. Was I didn't really put a question in there. Was should the show be held responsible for these guys or this man taking his life? Is it down? Did they not show enough duty of care after the fact?
I'm reading an article now, and his family is actually saying that no one should blame the show. They was really nice to him. They treated him well. Right. They asked him questions. They asked him, "Are you comfortable with all of this stuff that we're doing?" He said yes. Whilst he was comfortable.
Oh no, is this the paedophile one or the cheating one?
This is the same man. I don't know. I'm trying to find out what the reason is. They both. This one says he failed a lie detector test, so I'm assuming this and it's the same guy that I thought was a paedophile. So maybe it was fake news.
Yeah, we know the fake.
But it was the same. Sky News is what I read. The same thing I was reading there before. So anyway, but Karen.
So what we'll say is it's unconfirmed reports. Of paedophilia. But yeah, so should they be held accountable for this? And they're not just talking about these trash talk shows. They're also talking about some of these reality shows, because we know that there's some people that love that nonsense called Love Island, and I think one person or maybe two people have since taken their lives. So why have they not pulled that show and they pulled Jeremy Carr?
I don't think any of them should be pulled. I do believe you have some sort of duty of care. I believe they all say they do. They say they do post-programming. They offer mental assistance. Or what is it? You go to a psychiatrist and whatnot. But I think they all offer stuff like that. But a question that you brought up, which I think was interesting, is you said, do they play a part in a person's death or in their suicide? And I would say yes. But along with many other things. And maybe it's not fair to pick on one and say, you're the reason why. Because at the end of the day, there are going to be many factors into why somebody will take their life. And I doubt it's ever just going to be one incident that this is the thing. It would have been the straw that broke the camel's back. And then potentially that program was a straw that broke the camel's back. But there were many other straws, and you're not going to go through and all these straws, and this happened when you were 5, and that this, and this is. So to blame the program, if the program went out of its way to do something like that, then yes.
They're not saying, they're just saying that he failed a lie detector test. They're not saying why, what the test was about.
The thing, the one I did, I read it. It wasn't.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Steve had appeared on the show in order to prove his innocence after he had been accused of being unfaithful to his wife. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
All right. So maybe the paedophile thing doesn't hold true then.
Fake news.
That was blatantly fake news. Because at the time I was like, oh, okay, that made sense. Somebody's exposed you as a paedophile on the telly, or you might get exposed. Kill yourself. Made sense.
Yeah, because some of these ones, they come on, they don't know why they're coming on. And somebody said, I wanted to tell you, I want to marry you, or I wanted to tell you, I'm actually a man. And, you know,
Yeah.
so those ones where they shock you when you come on.
That happened in Ricky Lake.
Okay.
Remember back in the day, Ricky Lake, there was one guy that came on and said he was a transvestite or transgender.
He got killed, didn't he?
And no, the guy, yeah, the person either killed himself or he went and killed the person after the show. One of the two. I can't remember.
I can
But
imagine
so
that.
it's happened in the past.
Killed. Yeah, I think it was him. He killed the trans person.
It could potentially be one of the two anyway. I can't remember exactly what it was, but I know it's definitely Ricky Lake.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I can recall that kind of. But that's life. If you're going to put people in those kind of situations, that's life. Me, I always say, there's no way I'm going on that program. There's no, but it's the same way we were talking earlier on about people that are down and outs and have unfortunately found their way in that position in life where you have to beg or borrow or whatever to survive. And for me, maybe I'm being snobbish, maybe I'm being uppity, but for me, for you to be in one of those programs, you have found yourself in an unfortunate way of life. For you to go into that program with free teeth to say, Tracy, take me back because I want to look after my 12 children. That for me, you have found yourself in an unfortunate state of life. I would not go on that program. If somebody said, bruv, we're going on this program, what for? I'm not telling you. You're mad if you. It doesn't matter. I don't know how much money you could pay me to do that. There probably would be a fee, but it would be a high fee. And then whatever comes to me, I deserved it. You can't go on that program and then be shocked. Because I know they must get small money, and you know maybe they put them up in a hotel or something for the night if they don't live local. They get that, but you can't go on there and then start crying about the repercussions because you decided to go on Jerry McCall, this dude that cheated on his wife and married his childminder. Yeah, nah. The thing I don't like Jeremy Kyle himself. I don't like the program, but his attitude
is very
so condescending. Shut up! I'm talking to you. Let that person talk. Oh man,
disrespectful. I mean, I used to go through. There was a stage in my life where I used to watch all of that shit. Not Jeremy Kyle, but it was more Jerry Springer.
Jerry.
I used to love Jerry Springer until it got a bit mad.
We all came up on Jerry.
Yeah, and even Maury. I used to enjoy. You know, the lie detector says that was a lie. You know, the lie detector says you are the father. You know what I mean? I used to flipping love that and just see the surprise on certain men's face when they find out that they are, and certain women's face when they realize that he isn't.
Could I pause you there? So that actor, as somebody that has been on one of these programs and been told that you are the father, I think it's best that you now jump in and talk about what you feel about this.
Take yourself off me, son.
For the record, I've never been on any of those kind of shows.
But have you noticed he's not claiming that he is the father then?
He isn't.
The lie detector has not proven that either. So there. But a lot of these shows will have liability clauses anyway, which negates them from any wrongdoing. I think it might just because of the ratings that sometimes shows get cancelled or just pulled off the air. They've had their run. They've had their time. Let something else come in and fill that slot. So I don't think the fact that someone died is actually the cause why that show got cancelled.
A lot of people didn't like the show. A lot of journalists and certain celebrities used to mock it.
Because it's just meant to be the bottom of society, you know, on the TV show. But it is what it is. It's gone now. Nothing really much you can do about that.
Something else will replace it.
Yeah, of course, and it will be just as trash.
Yeah, something's gonna come in this place. Yeah, of course.
It'll be game of Carl.
Game of Thrones, man. Speaking about Game of Thrones, you know, this has been recorded on a Sunday, and Monday morning, 2 a.m. is the last
Miss Sunday
mate.
is not going to see Monday.
One time.
You know what? You know
the last one.
You know they've got a petition going around for people to rewrite the last season. And the thing that's making me the most joke about this whole last season thing is
I would sign it.
The actors themselves, I just don't care anymore. They are mocking it. They are mocking the thing. Like they asked the person who plays Jamie Lannister about the thing, and it was like I argued. He said from like season 4 or 5, which seems to be when the books ended. He goes, I've been arguing about things that don't make sense. And they're just like, oh, we're just doing it. We're just doing it. So a lot of the actors themselves have come out and said, boy.
I thought the books ended at last season, season 7.
No.
So they've been freestyling from
the last 5. From when you see Jon Snow, I don't want spoilers. Spoiler alert. Yeah, spoilers.
in season
whatever. When Jon Snow was killed. Yeah,
that's a fucking spoiler alert for real.
I've said it now anyway. When Jon Snow was killed, yeah, that is the end of the book.
Oh, for real?
Yes. Arya's still with the assassin them. That is the last book.
I thought, okay, fair enough, because my thing was, and there's no spoiler on what I'm gonna say.
Sorry, hold on, that might not be the last book. No, I think that is the last book. That is the last book. But there's another book that has nothing to do with anything you're seeing here, because it's all about Euron's people.
Okay,
and that's got like nothing to do with anything you're seeing on the TV show
on these streets.
So but I think the last book might have been when Jon Snow.
Okay, what we'll do is that we'll put a spoiler alert caption in.
I'm not. I've said spoiler alert. It's done. I'm not gonna. No. Okay. We're just gonna put Game of Thrones. I'll put Game of Thrones spoilers. Right. But
okay. Yeah. Okay. Obviously. Anyway, so my issue was in this season. I'm not gonna give away any spoilers. Just how I think about the actual season was that the writing, that for drama, for the cinematography, is that the right word?
Yeah, that's the word.
I think it's been outstanding. I've loved every minute of this season, but the writing I thought was trash. The
story makes no sense.
There's small elements of the story. There's little tiny bits that you can pick and think anybody in their right mind, anyone in this room, could have written that bit better.
Yeah, it is a case where it seems like it's been rushed. But remember the very first episode. I said they're rushing this,
and I said nah.
Yeah,
maybe I was caught up in the hype. But he said, I said it's been rushed, and then he was right.
But there was no way. You didn't have to watch an episode to know it's rushed. You can't finish that program unless you're leaving it on super cliffhanger. And when I mean cliffhanger, I mean you didn't tie up any loose ends. So everyone bigs up Endgame because it tied up all the loose ends. It was a wonderful bow on the end of the 21 films of Marvel. Unless you were going to just dismiss that, which they might still do, yeah, in Game of Thrones, there was no way in 6 episodes they fleshed out certain things
7.
over. Is it 7?
7.
It's 6 episodes, isn't it? This season?
6.
It's 6 episodes.
Tomorrow
it's
tonight is
6.
7.
Or is it 8?
No, 7. It's 7.
Okay, we'll find out anyways. There was no way they were going to finish it in that amount of time. There was so much left to be done.
I think it's 6, you know.
Just to have the war with the undead. That, how long has that been playing out? 7 seasons. That's all been playing out. Then all of a sudden,
one war.
No, but how quickly? You get me? That would have taken time. Now, me as a newcomer to the Game of Thrones, I've been watching the programs, I've been watching TV things where they talk about it, listening to podcasts where they talk about it, and the common consensus is because for me they all kind of blur into one, so I don't have this same thing that maybe some other people have, but they're saying season 1 to 4, maybe 5, but it's usually 1 to 4 / 5 was good,
the best,
and then it fell off from there. That's what people are saying.
That's what Hala's saying.
For me,
that's
it's
where the books.
When the book stopped, they got more involved. It's not the same. Even the writer himself said, there's characters there that are way too involved in this stuff that would never have been in my book. Not as much as they are now. They get way too many screen time.
That shit,
and then no way. There's not too many screen time. There's too much. There's too much. Oh, he might just do it after the thing's finished, so then he can milk it properly.
But they're doing a prequel, isn't it?
Yeah. They're doing
a few of them and prequels.
But there's books of prequels with stuff in the books as well. But there's a lot of books that other people have written that's not him, that he's been involved with, about things that's happened before the Game of Thrones stuff already. So
the prequels are never as good as the original because you kind of like know the end.
What's going? Yeah,
you know what I mean.
But it's interesting. Apparently there's a few prequel things coming out. There's a prequel for Sopranos coming out as well.
Sopranos.
Yeah, and the actual person's son is playing him.
I've never watched Sopranos.
What's the man's name? The one that died. That was actually the
something Galfani.
Yeah, his son is actually going to play him.
Okay, that's cool. I need to watch the Sopranos finish because I didn't really finish it. Again, that's another last episode that people are very much thinking.
Have you watched the last episode?
No,
I watched the last episode. And
did you watch everything up to the last episode?
No.
Yeah, I'm planning to just watch the last episode as well, just to see what the cliffhanger that they have at the end of that.
I was cool with it.
Yeah, some people are cool with it. Some people are not.
Again, I wasn't invested in
the same way.
But I was cool. But that one I completely understand
why people will be annoyed.
Yeah, but I kind of like those kind of things.
Yeah, me too.
The thing with the writing of, as we're talking about with Game of Thrones, is that there's somebody put it out there, like somebody that works for university as a writer. He said there are two different types of writing. There's a writer that just writes for the sake of writing, which I think I'm that kind of, because I write for fun as well. I kind of do that, where you just write. You don't have a plot. You just write. And then there are people that write usually TV programs and stuff like that. Well, you have an endpoint. This is what is going to happen, and I have to write to
get to that endpoint.
Yeah. So he's saying that. What's his name? George J.R. or J.R. What's his name? That writes the J.R.
J.R. Hartley.
No, it's not. His name's
Obafemi Martins. What's his name?
It's not Martins. Obafemi Martins did write Game of Thrones, by the way. No, it's not. I forget his name.
But anyway, Mr. Martins that wrote the book, they say that the reason he hasn't finished all this stuff now is because he is the type of writer. He just writes. He's fleshing out characters. I haven't read the books, but so maybe while I can talk, he fleshes out characters.
It take a long for the character development.
Yeah, he fleshes out stories. He's just writing it as he goes along, which is why when they say what's happening next, he's like, nothing's take. I haven't thought of it yet. I don't know.
George R. Martin.
There you go. Whereas the reason that it changes once the programs come.
Sorry, I just put in Game of Thrones writer, and it actually brought up the writers of the program. It didn't even bring him up.
Yeah, because his book is called Fire and Ice, or what's the name?
It's called Game of Thrones as well. Fire and Thingy. Yeah.
So that's fair. The first book is not called Game of Thrones, is it? Or the book itself is not called. It's maybe it's a subtitle. So that's why.
Game of Thrones is a book.
Okay, sorry. Yeah. So that's the difference in writing style. So the reason that things were fleshed out so much in the first few seasons was because that is his writing style, and the reasons that things are coming to an end now is because they said you're gonna have a couple of seasons. I think they were given a ton of money to do something else. I think I don't know if they're writing for Marvel or something like that. So there's like, we're not doing this anymore. We're finishing. So all right, finish season. Give us a couple more seasons or whatever. So fine. So you had to come to an end point. Whereas Mr. Martins is just writing for fun.
Yeah, and people apparently they were offered like a couple more seasons. They turned it down
because they're going to do something else. I think they're going to make more money something else. So okay. We can't do both. I can't remember what it is. I think it's something to do with Disney though.
Probably Disney's taking up the writers of Game of Thrones, the program writers. Wow. So anyway, they
call him D&D.
Yeah, D&D.
The only D&D in my life is a music factory.
Exactly, man like Primo and that. Yeah, but anyway, let's wrap this up because it's time to go.
Yeah.
All right, so
my wife and child are coming home as we speak.
Yeah, so let me go first. At Big Wahala on Insta, at Big Wahala on Twitter. Holla at your boy, innit? Webs?
Yo, it's your boy DATACTOR on Insta and Twitter. It's good to talk to you, blacks. Yeah.
Mr. Wolf.
What's going on? You can catch me on Insta on AKA Mr. Wolf, Twitter AKA _Mr. Wolf.
Stav.
What's going on?
It is 6 episodes.
Yeah, I know. Go on, Stav.
Yeah, catch me at Stav. Catch me outside, bitch.
Did you hear that in New York?
No. Catch me outside.
So you're not giving out your socials?
Yeah, that's me. Catch me outside, bitch. That's me today.
No, fair.
Okay. All right. There's no Stavros stairs or nothing like that?
I've even forgotten about it.
All right.
I've been away for too long.
Let's shout out my man.
All right.
Simple.
Yeah, shout out Simple Simon. He's in Russia doing Russian stuff.
Everyone was out of the country at one point. Three men were out of the country at one point.
He's doing stuff with Trump at the Russian Conglomerate Association.
Yeah, he's going to investigate if there was P-Gate, actually, if it exists.
He's doing some spy shit.
All right. Well, you like wrap it up the way you always wrap it up then.
Oh, there's no Stavros says no one's got no quotes.
Nah, man, let's go. Get out this bitch.
All right, people, remember, if you ain't saying nothing, say it well.
Slag for life.
Cool.
Catch me outside, bitch.
Batman.
At Stavros Bus everywhere. Yeah, fam. I said it in the beginning.
The actor's there chilling in the cut. He's been given time to speak to us, yeah? Finally getting time to speak to the band them.
In Bombay!
You know what? I said in Bombay in my house. My missus didn't reply. And I said, this is what I'm marrying you. She don't even know what I'm talking about when I'm screaming. She's like, what are you talking about? I said, in Bombay! She's like, what's that?
Do you know how often I watch the last season?
Bruv, I've seen that 1,000 times.
I watch it.
I can't believe I'm time.
So Endgame, sorry.
Oh,
the end. No, the last, the bit.
What, the fight?
No, I don't care about the fight.
Oh, what, the side bit?
No, I don't care about the bit from when Thanos and he's tactically beats up, and when he gets the thing and he's looking out for.
So the fight.